are Mix 104.1. We are Talk 101.3 The Buzz. We are on MixTV.tv. A very pleasant and good evening, everyone. It is election night. It's an exciting night and a great time to come together as voting started a few weeks ago. Early voting wrapped up, and then today we voted on Election Day. We are getting word that, first of all, we do want to mention that there's another hour to go of voting. You can vote until 8 o'clock. If you've not voted yet, we would highly encourage you to do that and get out there at one of the 17 Bradley County precincts, or wherever you are. This is a Tennessee primary night all over the state. Polls close 8 o'clock local times, and we will be following the competitive elections, the competitive races in Bradley County, but then also those races outside of Bradley County, and there are several. There are some statewide that we'll be following tonight. There are numerous ways to follow what we're going to do tonight. As we go along, we will have, of course, right here on MixTV.tv, our coverage presented by the Logan-Thompson law firm. We'll have coverage on Mix 104.1, Talk 101.3 The Buzz. We're on Fiesta 99.1. You can also get us on your phone or mobile device through the free Mix 104.1 app. Download at mymix1041.com, thanks to CHI Memorial. Social media, we're all over it tonight, and we'll be covering this on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter throughout the night. Well, now we go to the wide shot. Go ahead, Austin. Austin Chadwick, our producer. There they are. This is our election crew. I know you think it's America's Most Wanted and a lineup, but, oh, well, excuse me. However, let's go down the dais. We have Shelton. Now, Shelton and I have done elections for a long time together, but we broke him in on the air for the first time in May. Here you are again on the air, and look what you've done. You've worn the same shirt I'm wearing. Thank you.
Well, it's a little different. I got mine at the Town Squire. You got yours at JCPenney's. So it's
which is closed.
No, we've done this for so long. Yeah. And I'm usually the one feeding you the numbers, and I guess I didn't do a very good job because now we have new people feeding numbers, and so this is just a joy. We love this so much. We talk about this for months on end. Us and this guy right here that just walked into the room talk about this so much, and so we're just we're excited. We're hoping turnout gets a little bit better today than it has been in early voting because again we preach this every election cycle. So many people in our country have died to give us the right to cast our ballot, whether it's for whichever party affiliation. You have the right to do so because the sacrifices that men and women have made throughout our history. And so I just hope that turnout is much greater for election night.
Jimmy Logan is here. Jimmy, you're not dragging an IV this time, so that's good.
That's correct, and thank you so much for bringing the urinal. But
well, it's going to be a long night.
Hello. Okay, let's talk serious business. You want to?
Let's go.
You raised that up this morning.
And, well, I said bedpan, but it's fine. It's the same thing.
Well, you're correct. It depends on where you are. Just checked with a couple of the precincts outstanding around the community. The District 5 City School Board race is having an impact on the turnout. The turnout is reported to be better than the other areas of our community with the District 5 race. So that's something I think that we probably ought to be, we probably knew that would happen with the very, very last election affecting the city school board. And that's been a very important issue. As of 3 minutes ago, there were 242 votes cast today at Cleveland High School. Similarly, is that the case in the other areas where I've called some of the precinct officers and things of that nature? And I thought that was an interesting observation. And there are people out campaigning, lawfully doing so, but close to the precincts in which comprise District 5 of the city school board. The other things that I've found out this afternoon are that there is a difference in the voter turnout in the counties which are up tonight. You may have already learned that from other sources, but a few telephone calls have resulted in that. Where there are contested races for sheriff, where there are contested races for mayor, those things, that makes a difference, folks. It's not just the state Senate race nor the county representative race as we have here. So those are observations which we've learned in the past few minutes. As I was coming here, I made some phone calls and checked with some people and stopped off to see something that are people who are unsung heroes. The folks who got up at 5:30 this morning, the precinct officers, 2 people from each precinct go to the election commission area and get the machines and the storage areas and places and get all of the paperwork that has to be taken to the precincts. Folks, they will work from 6:30 this morning on site until 9:30, 10 o'clock tonight. And they don't make much money at all for that service. We have a couple of attorneys who are serving as precinct officers who have set aside this time to actually do public service. So when you go to the polls today, you may have some disagreement with some of the procedures that may be followed. If you got a T-shirt on that says something close to supporting a candidate, may not even have their name, the precinct officers will tell them, I'm sorry, you can't vote because that's a violation of state law, but you can't wear anything in. And guess what? The people who have come to that scene have said what? I'm not going all the way home to put on another shirt to come here. And they may take offense at somebody questioning their, but what happens is that's what the law is, and we have to follow through with that. So folks, even if you had some slight disagreement with the precinct workers, they're essentially volunteers to protect your right to vote and make certain that we have a good system in that regard. I know that all of us know that because we've been actively involved. But what a service. So just say thank you to the people who are manning the polls.
Jimmy, you're going to be talking to a lot of people tonight, and I do want to make a note here that we are in our studios. If you're listening or watching it live or on Mouse Creek Road, we invite, as we have been, all the candidates out, the campaigns, and Jimmy will quiz you, as he's been doing for many, many years. Shelton?
And a program note, we are allowing uncontested candidates to come by between 7 and 8. And, Jimmy, we actually have Sheriff Lawson waiting on you in the lobby right now
wow.
to go ahead and get that interview.
Not the first
I have to wait on him a lot.
Not the first time you've heard that.
Yes. Jimmy, to tell you a funny story about, you're talking about the shirts and all that.
Yes.
My wife, Jamie, who she's watching tonight with her friend Jody, she actually wore one of my campaign shirts to vote in May, and they turned her away. Thankfully, she had a jacket on in the car, so she went and grabbed that jacket.
Well, she also hit her wedding ring after February, from what I understand. Is that right, Sheldon?
No, she did.
I think the size of that ring may have had something to do with
well, she was signaling ships is what she was doing, Jimmy. You've heard of that.
Yeah.
Well, hey, James, if you'll go say hello to Sheriff Lawson and just come in and out and whenever you want to. I don't care.
I will do so. As you know, it's difficult for me with my inhibitions to be able
I know.
to come in and speak.
You're so shy. I want to say hello to the newest member of our crew. Well, no seniority. I'm not going to do that just yet. I want to say hello to Josh Rogers, who was sort of with us last time, but he beat unopposed. And Shelton had unopposed over Josh, but Josh will be a Bradley County Commissioner out of the 7th District. When are they swearing you in officially?
September 1st on the courthouse steps.
You on the courthouse steps.
He and Denny, and September 2nd, they both were resigning.
Yeah, we'll be here September 2nd.
I told Denny Collins, I said, you will have to resign in disgrace. Just please do it on the morning show. That's all I ask.
Denny and I are going to do it together at the same time. So we just
Josh, what do you make of this tonight?
I think that it's very interesting. we've looked around the counties that, especially in Senate District 1, that's one of the big, obviously probably one of the big races, that in District 24, House seat here in Cleveland and Bradley County. But looking at voter turnout, whether it's in Bradley, McMinn, Meigs, and Ray, it's something that we talked about in May. We talked about low turnout in May, and we actually have even lower turnout here in August. And so I think that will play a big role in those races tonight and races across the board. Here in Bradley County, we don't have too many contested races tonight. I mean, most of the votes in the general election are all uncontested ballots. For that reason, like Jimmy was saying earlier, School District 5 for the Cleveland City Schools, that's turning people out to vote. You have City Council District 1 with Marsha McKenzie, Nolan Tippins. That is turning people out to vote in that district as well, but those two districts kind of combine one another there in the city, or at least in the voting precinct. So looking forward tonight is really kind of looking to see how many people turn out on Election Day. Are those numbers going to kind of stay the same? We've, across Senate District 1, there's about 134,000 registered voters. And early voting in Senate District 1 was 12,360 votes. That's about 9%. Leading that district is Ray County in comparison to total number of voters or total registered voters to early votes at 16%. And the big kind of news of it is that Bradley County is reducing, or is the lowest one at 7.47%.
That's correct. But, the Polk County vote is going to be pretty good because we now have 3 different groups of candidates running for many of those races, because the majority of the people who are running for public office are running as independents, yeah. And you have Republicans and a couple of Democrats who are running as representatives of their perspective as to what their views are of the issues. And so Polk County is going to be very important.
And that's a big change from years ago. Years ago, I mean, it was a very Democrat-heavy county. The Republican Party in Polk County has done a lot to change that. Some Republicans and some Democrats have kind of moved to the middle as independents so that they can get both sides of the vote still, whether that's family ties.
Absolutely.
Or
what I wanted to do was tell the people of Polk County who listen to us all the time below the mountain and even some above the mountain, we still care about you. You're a part of our community as well.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you, Jimmy. And Jimmy's going to go out and say hello to Sheriff Lawson. Adam Lewis, we have brought Adam to the forefront. We brought these guys who have helped us for years behind the scenes. Adam, long-time political observer locally. What's happening?
Well, as has been already discussed, I think the big takeaway from this election cycle for me has just been the low turnout. When Josh was mentioning those numbers, it is staggering to think we have 75,000 registered voters in this county, and barely, not even 6,000 have voted. If we break 10,000 after today, I'll be surprised. And that's sad, to be honest with you.
Pathetic.
We take for granted just how important these local elections are. I think I've racked my brain. I've had numerous conversations with other people who have paid attention to these sort of things over the years, and it's hard to pinpoint why. Are people just tired? Or are people apathetic? Are they disenfranchised? Are they frustrated? Is it the national politics that people are sick of, and it trickles down to interest or lack thereof at the local level? I don't know, but it seems to be really evident this go around, and it's just disappointing.
We're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we're going to go out and say hello to Sheriff Steve Lawson. We are live from our election night headquarters on Mouse Creek Road tonight at our broadcast headquarters here. Our coverage presented by the Logan-Thompson Law Firm. You're listening to Mix 104.1, watching MixTV.tv, and we're going to come back in just a moment. It's election night. Good evening.
Logan-Thompson, this is Ashley.
the past few years, the people at Don Ledford Automotive Center have raised $100,000 for local school systems through their test drive events.
We do the drive-a-thons because we embrace education. We realize that teachers need our support to do their job.
They encourage the teachers in our area to strive for excellence.
We supply the Teacher of the Year a car to drive every year for the Bradley County schools and the Cleveland City schools. And we're very proud of the fact that we have the opportunity to do that in our community.
Community is at the center of the mission of Don Ledford Automotive Center, your home of Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac. DonLedford.com. Your local Boundless Moving and Storage facility is the premier locally owned and operated storage company. From 5x10 to 10x30 climate control space, Boundless Moving and Storage has your storage service needs covered. Go to boundlessmoving.com for full details. boundlessmoving.com. Serenity Funeral Homes. Convenient, caring, affordable. Cleveland's most affordable funeral home. Completely remodeled. Offering cremations as low as $5.95. Funerals, $15.95. SerenityofCleveland.com. When trust matters most.
This is Thomas Williams with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. I come to you today to talk about our first annual free gas event, August 2nd through the 8th. Big news. If you purchase a new car August 2nd through the 8th, we're going to pay for your gas for the first full year of ownership. Visit cleveland-nissan.com today.
Cleveland Tire is ready to help your auto any way it can. We're one of the largest providers of Bridgestone and Firestone tire dealers in the area. We sell all major brand tires. We have ASE certified mechanics on staff 6 days a week. We also have a commercial truck tire center that provides 24-hour roadside service and minor mechanical repairs on site. We have built our reputation on years of quality, affordable work and tires. We pride ourselves in customer satisfaction and great service. Cleveland Tire Center.
Since 1957, WCLE on election night. It is the August election. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Steve Hartline with Stephen Shelton, Adam Lewis, Josh Rogers, Jimmy Logan, and Jimmy is in our adjacent and satellite studio in the other part of the building. So we're going to go to Jimmy, who's with Bradley County Sheriff Steve Lawson. Jimmy, let's go over to you. Jimmy, ready? Not hearing you. He needs his mic turned on. Oh, there we go. Well, we're having some audio difficulties, and so we'll go back out there in just a moment. Let's start running down some of these uncontested races. Shelton, what do you got?
Well, in the city of Cleveland, we've got Mayor Kevin Brooks, who remain the mayor for the next 4 years. Ken Webb at the at-large city council. School board, you have Matthew Coleman, Andy Lay, and Peggy Pesterfield for the respective districts. City council, Bill Estes. There is a contested race in city school board, of course. Alan Jones and Jody Riggins for District 5 in the city. In the county, you got District Attorney Steve Crump will be returning for the next 8 years. Mayor Gary Davis will return. Daniel Beatty will be a new county commissioner for District 1, Seat A. Mike Hughes returns for District 1, Seat B. Louis Alford returns District 2, Seat A. Tom Cry, District 2, Seat B. Mylan Blake will return for District 3, Seat A. Denny Collins will replace Johnny Mull for District 3, Seat B. Howard Thompson will return District 4, Seat B. Bobby Goins in Seat A, Cindy Slater in Seat B of District 5. Tim Mason will return as District 6, Seat A. And Tommy Ledford will replace Erica Davis as District 5, Seat B. Tim Mason will return as District 6, Seat A. Tommy Ledford, District 6, Seat B. Josh Rogers will...
Ridiculous.
Yeah, no. We'll take over District 7, Seat A for the vacated seat that Kevin Raper, who is running for state representative, and then Bill Winters will return for District 7, Seat B. So that'll be your 14 commissioners, and a lot of new names, a lot of new faces, and be a lot of work ahead of them the next 4 years.
And there'll be donuts at every meeting.
Absolutely.
All right. Hello, Scotty. Let's send you back out. Jimmy, we're going to try it again with Bradley County Sheriff Lawson.
Well, it's such a technical matter to make sure that these microphones are on. You told me the one in the other room was on, and I just assumed something. You shouldn't assume anything, should you, Sheriff?
No, don't assume anything. Be able to see it with your own eyes or hear it.
That's right. Well, what about it? Sheriff without opposition?
Pretty rare. We was talking about it just a few minutes ago. I don't remember the last time it was unopposed. You may. I can't lay my finger on it anyway, but it's very rare in this county. I think it's very rare around this area that a sheriff's race unopposed. I think you got to go through more and check the boxes more now. You've got to have qualifications to run for sheriff, where years ago, as you well know, anybody could run. Now you just about have to be certified by the state of Tennessee as a law enforcement officer to put your name on a ballot. And then clear through the post commission, which many of the sheriffs who've been in office for 30 years, they even called, questioning their credentials. So it's pretty bad. They check you pretty close. So, but we're here tonight unopposed, and I'm grateful for that.
And Sheriff, you've had a saying, which I think many people have now adopted, and that was 4 years ago. You committed to try to be a little better every day.
Let's get better every day. That's our saying, and that's what I say to all of our folks. And listen, they carry me. It's the people that are at the Bradley County Sheriff's Office. And I always say, you think you got the smartest man as sheriff, you probably haven't. But I know how to surround myself with good people that are smart and get things done. And, my first 4 years was focused on officer safety. And I remember standing even at Black Fox Ruatan Club saying, if it's your son or daughter in a patrol car, we need to make sure we got cameras. Now we got body cameras. We've improved there. We've got new tasers. So we have got better officer safety wise. And now we on to the second term and want to look at the employees and try to get better there as far as retention, keeping people, letting them know I'm focused on them, and move ahead with the commission to try to get better.
Sheriff, there's one thing that I'm aware of as a result of representing many people who have the misfortune to visit with your facility on a regular basis. But the fact is, we don't see as many of the commodes torn loose. All of the things that we had seen occur over the past number of years. I know what you've done. Tell the ladies and gentlemen of Bradley County, the other surrounding counties, who do you visit with on a regular basis?
They know I do. They know I go to pods and I talk to inmates. I see what's going on. I make sure they're clean. We've put up some stainless steel in the showers. To get better not only means getting better on the street, but you also got to pay attention to the jail. Being sheriff these days is a lot different than it was in 1974, where you had 30 some odd inmates in the Bradley County Jail. Now we have right at 500 every day. So you've got to make sure that every pod is up to par, that we're doing the right thing, and then we carry on. Listen, no matter who's sheriff, and I'm proud to be able to serve, proud that people gave me this opportunity, but you're going to have good days and bad days. You've got to not let that get you down and move ahead and strive to stay on the same plane. And that's probably, I need to adjust to that. I probably go through the jail and see a little dirt on the side, and I probably say we need to get this cleaned up. But it's not that I'm trying to be overbearing, it's I'm trying to be the best we can be. Does that make sense?
That's what you say. Folks, Sheriff Steve Lawson, thank you for your service, Sheriff. Take care. Have a great rest of the evening.
Thank you.
On this camera.
Steve, back to you there in the main room and this satellite office. It's really nice back here.
I mean, it's the main room because you're there. How about that, Jimmy? That's great. We're all in the deal here. Hey, we're going to take another look at some more of the uncontested races right now. And for that, we'll go back over to Sheldon.
Yeah, sure. County Trustee Mike Smith will stay. General Sessions Judge 1 Andrew Morgan will take that seat. Clay Collins will take Division 2. County Clerk Donna Simpson, again, Sheriff Steve Lawson, you just heard, will start his second term next month. Register of Deeds Dinah Swafford, and then Road Superintendent Tom Collins. What's very interesting about this list of people is you've got a multitude of people that are most likely in their final term of service to this community, and this will be historic, I think, in 4 years of the turnover that we'll have. I can't do this.
I wish. I wish.
Should have held it together.
It was on TV.
Why did we not have a
As
camera?
he crawled behind me, I'm just like, what is going on?
Once he went to the tight shot, I knew that was my window.
I don't understand what just happened here, ladies and gentlemen. One would think we need an attorney. I don't know. Anyway. Well, okay. That was fun. I mean, I thought I was seeing Rambo come through. I don't know. All right, we're going to take another break. You're listening to Mix 104.1 Talk, 101.3 The Buzz. And
I tell you what, he was crawling on the floor like his dog, George W.
George W.
I thought for a second, I wonder if he has a life alert. I didn't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna come right back. MixTV.tv. Yeah, folks, listen. It is 7:27 right now Eastern Time. Polls are open until 8 o'clock local times right here in Bradley County and around the eastern part of the state. And so if you are in Bradley County or a neighboring county, you can vote. If you're in line to vote at 8 o'clock, you will be voting. So that is the law, and we do appreciate all of you listening or watching tonight. I understand a lot of you are having gatherings around this tonight. Thank you very much. Well, it has nothing to do with us, but thank you very much. We will bring you the accurate coverage, the up-to-the-minute coverage, as these stations have been doing since 1957. Our coverage presented by the Logan-Thompson Law Firm, LoganThompsonLaw.com. And we'll come back in just a moment on election night, live from our broadcast headquarters here in Cleveland. At Ralph Buckner Funeral Home and Crematory, the tradition was founded by Ralph and Stella Buckner and continued by Ralph Buckner Jr. and his wife, Shari Buckner. Ralph Buckner Funeral Home and Crematory is a tradition of service. Ralph Buckner Funeral Home and Crematory, caring for Cleveland families whenever they need them. Visit ralphbuckner.com.
Central High School Bears on top of 101.3 The Buzz.
The Cleveland High School Blue Raiders on Mix 104.1.
The Walker Valley Mustangs on Fiesta 99.1.
See the full schedule at mymix1041.com and download the free Mix 1041 app to listen and watch on your mobile device.
I'm Eric Gardner at Volunteer Rid-A-Pest, and we're a local termite and pest control company. And I feel it's very important to do business with local companies. I certainly do. We shop locally anytime we can. The reason is the profit dollars you spend with local companies stay right here and circulate within our community. If you spend dollars out of town with out-of-town companies, those dollars go out of town. It supports their schools and maintains their roads and bridges. So spend your dollars locally, it just makes sense.
Serenity Funeral Homes. Convenient, caring, affordable. Cleveland's most affordable funeral home. Completely remodeled. Offering cremations as low as $5.95. Funerals, $15.95. SerenityofCleveland.com. When trust matters most.
I'm looking forward to the evening. I'm looking forward to the night. When you want the best buys, the time is right. Time to sleep with the mermaid tonight. Mermaid Mattress Factory.
also offer crawl-space moisture elimination. So if you have soft, spongy, or springy floors or notice musty smells in your home, we can affordably handle that too. So give us a call today at 698-7205 or Google us at Volunteer Rid-A-Pest.
Welcome back. We are coming to you on election night 2022, August 2022. So glad you're with us. And I guess we've answered the first question on this election night tonight. Boxers or briefs? And I think we answered that with Adam Lewis. Well, that was a nice little pregame moment here, wasn't it? We welcome you back. And I want to go over to Josh Rogers. We are here, Josh, and looking around the area. Our, of course, stations reach out to other counties outside of Bradley. So, what are you guys looking at as far as outside of Bradley County tonight?
Well, where do you want to start? Start in Senate District 1, we can look at McMinn, Ray, and Meigs County. And in Meigs, you have a sheriff's race there. Jackie Melton, he's running unopposed. You have a county mayor's race in Meigs, Bill James and Edgar Jewell that are running. But in that county, in Meigs, there's about 8,000 registered voters. So for Senate District 1, which is kind of the big race tonight, not much turnout is happening there. 1,000 votes early voting so far, just a little over 1,000. But looking there, going over into Ray County, and this is something that we'll kind of talk about tonight, is their county executive, who is their county mayor. There are 7 people running for mayor or county executive in Ray County tonight. There's some other races that are very interesting in Ray County. Mike Neal is unopposed in the sheriff's race, but you do have a couple public defender races, district attorney general race over there between Courtney Lynch and Mike Taylor. Mike Taylor's an independent. Courtney Lynch won the Republican nominee for district attorney 12 over there. Going over into McMinn County, into McMinn County, County Mayor John Gentry, he is unopposed tonight, and he will have re-election. But Sheriff Joe Guy is facing opponent David Harper in the sheriff's race there. A lot of county commission races in McMinn, and that's something that we'll be looking at throughout the night as well, talking about going over into Polk County, which is outside of Senate District 1, but still in our area, still people who we truly care about, talk about, and these races in Polk County matter so much. 4 people running for county executive. Robbie Hatcher, who's the incumbent, he's a Republican mayor there now, will be facing off against Rodney Burris. He's the Democrat Party nominee, and 2 independents, Cody John Eves and Stan Howard. Also in Polk County, you have 4 commission districts that are up. District 1 and District 3 will have 3 new county commissioners there. District 2 and District 4 will have 2 as well. Another big race there is the sheriff's race in Polk County. Sheriff Steve Ross, he is going against independent Dustin Wilson. And a big one for Republicans in Bradley County, the clerk of courts, not a very big race, but a very important race. Lita Esquinox. Lita has been a huge part of the Bradley County Republican Party for so many years. She left the Bradley County Republican Party, moved to Polk County, started working there. She is going against independent Melissa Keith Jenkins for the clerk of courts. I'll go over to Adam for a little bit, but we also have Hamilton County that we're looking at. The mayor's race in Hamilton County between Weston Wamp and Matt Adams, the Democrat.
Chattanooga Lookouts, but that's
true story. And that's it. And there's some things that came out in the news this past week from comments that Weston had made in the past, which happened probably about 5 or 6 years ago. There has been a really big push in Hamilton County to get voters, Republican voters, to switch over to vote for a Democrat. We heard about this after the May primary, where Weston had Democrat voters switch from him to vote against Matt Hollander and to vote against Sabrina Smedley. So he has an opponent tonight. Also, his sister, Cody Wamp, she has an opponent, John Allen Brooks, for the district attorney race. And a couple other things, too. There will be a new sheriff in Hamilton County, the first time in I don't know how many years. But Austin Garrett will take that position starting on September 1st.
And I think we've got Commissioner-elect Denny Collins is in the studio as well. So.
Why? Why is he here?
It's not 8 o'clock yet. He's not the commissioner-elect.
I'm sorry.
Until at least 8:01.
Jimmy Logan. Is Jimmy ready? Oh, this should be Jimmy.
Jimmy's ready. He's always ready, Steve.
Jimmy, let him have it. Just let him have it, and do not just hold it to the election.
You got it. Hey there.
Brother Logan, how are you?
I am wonderful.
I like that jacket. I think I have is that hardwood? Is that
That's what that is.
Outstanding. Good looking. It looks better on you than it does me.
Well, let me share with you. It looks better today because I've lost 35 pounds.
That's fantastic.
Deal with,
you look great.
Steve Hartline.
Understandable. Yes, sir.
Tell the voters, which race are you so happy to be not having opposition this time?
Yes, County Commission for Bradley County District 3, and that's to replace the former chair, Johnny Mull, who ran for mayor. And so I will be moving into his position opposite of Mylan Blake. So Mylan will be my counterpart in District 3.
Well, good. And I realize that a lot of people know you as a result of the election campaign. Of course, that was relegated to the 3rd District primarily. Give the whole community a little bit of history about who Denny Collins is.
Oh, sure. I'm a Bradley County I was born in Alabama, lived there for 3 months as my dad worked for TVA, so he transitioned back and forth, and then we moved back here, have lived there ever since. My grandparents were Bradley Countyans. My grandfathers both fought in World War II as in the Navy and in the Army, worked for Bow Waters, and grew up in the community, went to church here, served here, and so I'm a product of Bradley County. I work for the school system, Bradley County Schools. I'm a district office personnel right now. So my wife is a teacher for Bradley County Schools, and her and I attend First Baptist Church, where we serve in the youth group with high school youth. So it's been a pleasure to be a part of such a great community. We love it here, and hopefully we can continue to contribute to make this a great place to live.
Well, thank you very much. That history that you have and the associations with other family members and friends in this neck of the woods really is important. The relationship, have you already begun to develop some relationship with the county commissioners?
Yes, and they have been so gracious. That board has been great to me, and I know some of the others that are transitioning in as far as reaching out and connecting and really offering wisdom. And they care deeply about our community, which has been so impressive to me. But they have been incredible in terms of, hey, this is what you want to look for. This is what you want to listen for. This is how to be a great teammate on this body, and that's something that's important to me. So they've been incredible to connect. If I mention the ones I've connected with, I'll fail to mention somebody. So I'll just say corporately that they've been incredible, and it's a great body. And so I'm looking forward to serving with those that will remain on, and certainly want to express my appreciation to those that are stepping off.
And to the voters who elected you.
No question, and that's why I wanted to come by today is, to say a thank you and an appreciation to those voters and really the voters for our community, not just in District 3, but those that come out and cast that vote. It's a big deal. Men and women have served and fought and died for that freedom and that right, and I think it's something that's significant, and I appreciate those that vote and go out and really hold that into a high regard. So I'm very appreciative of that.
That's great. There's been talk around the country of maybe decreasing the number of county commissioners in some instances, and one of the candidates previously had proposed, not this election, but had proposed a consideration of maybe smaller districts, but maybe with only one commissioner per district.
And sure, and that's something that I think everybody has a vantage point of what would be best and how to best govern. And I think, it certainly wouldn't be wise for me to offer an opinion of that as somebody that's never served before. So I'm just looking forward to getting in there, being a great teammate, learning as much as I can and listening, and hopefully in the current system of governance we have, serving as best I can.
That's great. Denny Collins, a great young man in our community and contributes daily to the greater benefit of our community. And thank you for offering yourself as a candidate.
Yes, sir.
And we look forward to your service.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you. And I'm glad they have you here instead of in the B team room, because this is where you belong, in this kingdom right here, instead of with those knuckleheads. We're glad you're in here, Mr. Logan.
Well, thank you so much for being with
Yes,
us.
sir.
Steve, how about it? Denny Collins.
Not much to say. I don't know what to say. He was my broadcast partner nearly 20 years ago on Walker Valley football. And, so many of them, they hang with me, and then they go on to bigger and better things. So,
well, Jimmy, I'll tell you, there was one vote that should have been on the ballot today, I think, that came from Bradley County Schools, and that was to replace Steve with Nancy Kaysen as MC of the in-service. So I think hopefully that's something we can get off the ballot, maybe get Nancy in and get Steve out for next year.
I think that...
you didn't win that election, Steve, if he's the man who counts.
I think that's exactly right. And your dancing skills, Denny, I pray to the Lord somebody videoed that. That was just wonderful. All right, gentlemen, thank you. Adam, I want to go over to you, and let's talk about Ray County. Ray County tonight is a very important county, especially in the state Senate race, but then also just in their county elections.
Yeah, and I want to speak really to the impact that it has on the state Senate districts. District 1, which is formerly District 9, Mike Bell has retired, and so this is an open seat. But one of the things, and let's go back to some of the numbers that Josh was sharing earlier, 3,292 people have voted in Ray County. They have 20,500 registered voters, right? In comparison, that's percentage-wise is roughly twice as much as Bradley County has voted. Now, obviously, in a race like this, a vote counts for a vote, so the percentages don't matter. But that shows you the level of interest in those local races. And so if a candidate is projected to do well, or they've done a lot of groundwork in Ray County, they stand to pick up votes because the interest level is clearly up there. And that particular county, among the others in that district, is much higher percentage-wise, which shows that those local races, which we talked about just a few minutes ago, are really driving the turnout there. And that's important, especially if you are Mark Hall or Adam Lowe tonight.
And that's and just to bounce off of that's really the same thing with Meigs County. Meigs County, we've spoke about it, we've talked about it. Not many voters out there, 8,100 registered voters in Meigs County, but percentage-wise, they're at 12.91% of early voting of people who have came out to vote. And when you have Meigs and you have Ray, where there is higher numbers there, it does show that people are very interested in this race and really in this Senate District 1, along with the others that are there. But tonight, that Senate District 1, House District 24, those are the big races for us. And to see the numbers of early voting through those counties, I couldn't agree more with you that Ray and Meigs will play a role, which in the past they really kind of haven't played a huge role with the overall vote because of the voter turnout in Bradley County was just so big.
Right.
And tonight, for the first time in many years, Ray County could, depending on the voter turnout in Bradley, the low turnout in McMinn, Ray County could determine this race.
We are at nearly 7:45, about 15 minutes until 8 o'clock. Going to take another break right here. I will say we are expecting early vote totals very close to 8 o'clock. Very close to 8 o'clock. That is when the Bradley County Election Commission will release the early voting totals. That's when everything is supposed to be, of course, polls close at 8 o'clock. Now, once again, if you're in line to vote at 8 o'clock, you're by law, you must be allowed to vote. So there is time. And we do encourage you to stick in here with us throughout the night, right here on Mix 104.1 and Mix TV TV. We're on Fiesta 99.1. Yvette Bond, who runs our station there, is listening tonight and made some very nice comments. And hello to our Hispanic audience on Fiesta 99.1. Talk 101.3 The Buzz. You can listen on your phone or watch on your phone or mobile device with the free Mix 1041 app. Download for free at mymix1041.com, thanks to CHI Memorial. We're going to take a break. Our coverage presented by the Logan-Thompson Law Firm, LoganThompsonLaw.com. I saw Robert Thompson earlier today, said, glad you're dealing with Jimmy tonight, not me. So anyway, there we go. We're going to send you to a break right now. When we come back, we're getting close to getting some numbers in, folks. Our early voting, we are being told, should be right around 8 o'clock. Stick in there with us election night. Mix 1041, MixTV.tv.
This is John Davis, the trade-in man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway, with great news. Interest rates are super low, and your old car is worth more than ever. So if you're wondering if you should be buying a new Kia, it's a no-brainer. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. If you've got $500 down and you make $2,000 a month, I'll do my best to get you approved. Come see me, John Davis, at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee, where car buying is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
KiaOfCleveland.com.
Hey, I'm Eric Gardner with Volunteer Rid-A-Pest. You know, many people want to do it yourself. So if you're having a pest problem at your home, you can, but you got to be very careful, because here's the thing. Most of the time, if a person goes to the emergency room due to pesticide exposure, it's typically a homeowner who has misapplied or improperly stored the pesticide. So use the right product in the right amount, in the right area, and you'll have success, but be careful. Or you can give us a call and we'll make sure we do it right, and we'll do it very safely.
At some point in your life, you may be faced with a legal challenge, whether it be a personal injury, business dispute, or family matter. Our goal is to overcome your legal obstacles and get your life back on track.
If you or a loved one have been injured or have legal issues confronting you and your family, talk with someone on our team. We will investigate your problem to determine the facts and the law. Working together, we can develop a plan to obtain the result you deserve.
Need a metal roof for your home or business? Come see us at Best Buy Metals, a leading manufacturer of metal roofing products. Looking for great service? Check. Want to choose from a wide variety of metal roofing products? Check. How about complimentary takeoffs and free estimates for commercial and residential projects? Check and check. From small orders to semi-loads, we've got you covered. Literally. Best Buy Metals, quality roofing that lasts a lifetime. Come see us today.
Your local Boundless Moving and Storage facility is the premier locally owned and operated storage company. From 5x10 to 10x30 climate control space, Boundless Moving and Storage has your storage service needs covered. Go to boundlessmoving.com for full details. boundlessmoving.com. We're on MixTV.tv, and we're on Talk 101.3. We're on Fiesta 99.1. Hello, everybody. It's election night, and we're anticipating getting the early vote in sometime pretty close to 8 o'clock is what we're being told. We got Jimmy Logan. Jim, you're watching some other races out there.
There's no question. Watching those Ray County races you were talking about, very, very important. And our community is really interested in the results in Chattanooga, and we're going to be broadcasting those results as they come in through the various resources which we have available. It's shocking that there's a lot of comments about the mayoral race, surprising to me, because Hamilton County has developed into a Republican stronghold like most of the state of Tennessee. And people are talking about the Adams-Wamp race for mayor. And that's going to be a fascinating thing to see if there's any validity to people's thinking that this young man has a program which is appealing to people. And then Councilwoman Smedley becoming a part of the cabinet of Matt Adams down there. That's really a very interesting, and I don't know if you folks have talked about that. I've talked with several people over the past week or two regarding that, and that was a hotly contested race with Ms. Smedley and Mr. Wamp. Just a few hundred votes, I think, was the difference, and that is very interesting. Weston Wamp, outstanding young man, no question about it. Cody Wamp, I'm almost ready to call that race, if you would like that. Cody, with reference to my friend also, Mr. Brooks, for a number of years, and he was on the county council there, but I don't think that race is going to be substantially significant.
Jim, I just got some information. I don't know if we broadcast this as of yet, but Matt Adams is a Walker Valley graduate. I did not know that. Thank you for that information. So yeah, it's very interesting what's happening down there.
It really is, and some of those races for their school board seats are very important to the various districts in which there are contests. And I think there are at least 6 districts which are being contested. The change in the number of county commissioners in Hamilton County and in Polk County, it's a different trend from those that are taking place in the upper eastern part of our state, where they went from having 28 and 26 county commissioners in counties less populous than Bradley County. And so they reduced substantially the number of county commissioners. I think that the issue of government efficiency and effectiveness is an issue that will be discussed in the next election involving state representatives and state senators, because that's going to take either private acts or a general statutory population basis for districts. Now, we do have the numbers that have to be within a certain percentage of all of them, but there are no exact duplicates. But the state could mandate population-controlled districts and may make it a larger number or a lesser number. I don't think there will be a statewide vote change, except potentially ranges.
I want to make a couple of mentions here. Number one, Emily Beatty normally joins us. She's been joining us for probably 15 years on our coverage, but she's on the ballot tonight, and she is opposed, so that's why she's not here. She'll be back in November, and from our live broadcast headquarters. So we are, Emily is, I understand, in tune. Hello to Emily. Also, there was an announcement made this afternoon, before we get to 8 o'clock, I'd say this, by Cleveland State Community College. And Josh, the Community First Awards were publicly announced this afternoon, and your dad has won the Cleveland State Community First Business Person of the Year, Jeff Rogers. How about it, Josh? Congratulations, my buddy Jeff.
Yeah, I've had a handful of jobs growing up as a kid. I worked at different restaurants and different places like that. But I have been, since graduating college and starting my career at Wholesale, I have been blessed with 2 amazing bosses, my grandfather and my dad. And my grandfather has won many business awards in this community, and my dad, this is his first. And I think, to be honest with you, he's embarrassed about it. He doesn't. That's not the type of guy that he is. But for a man that that runs a business that doesn't just provide products and materials here in Bradley County, but all across 5 states and all across the southeast of the United States, to do business the way that he does it in a Christian manner, in a Christian-like atmosphere. It's awesome, and I'm proud of him. I was honored to nominate him, and they couldn't get the phone number right to give him a call because I actually put my mom's number on there, and she lives in Georgia. So they called me, and I got to find out first, and I'm just really proud of him.
Who's the only person to have ever have the only designated reserved parking place at Jenkins Restaurant ever?
Rogers, and I appreciate that because I park there every time I go.
Hey, Shelton, I parked there last night. I say thank you, Lloyd.
We're going to try to pass a private act to make that remain
illegal,
and it make it illegal for other people. Guys to,
well, listen, Jimmy, every time Josh and I go to Jenkins, we have a race to see who gets there first to park there. But Josh will go 30 minutes early, and I can't do that.
We'll go to lunch at 11:30, and I normally show up about 10:45 just to make sure I got my parking spot.
I know Jeff is a substantially significant figure, but your granddad is a man who contributed more to this community than you will ever know, because his name was never placed out there, and he was doing so much. I've had the privilege of being with him when the real decisions about the funding of the airport and the progress towards that, you know who was there? Your granddad was the real spokesperson before the Commissioner of the Department of Transportation and the Deputy Commissioner, as we then got the support from the federal government for their contributions. Your granddad, and you probably don't even know that, I don't know if you do or not, because he never received the credit he deserved, and he really didn't want it. He just wanted Bradley County to be a great place to live
we all want
and take care of.
Shelton, what do you got? Anything?
No, we're still, like I said, contested races we're looking at. State Committeeman John Stanberry against Mitchell Jones. Again, Emily Beatty, Sharon Anderson for the committee woman. The two big ones, I think Jimmy will agree, the two big ones in our area tonight are definitely District 24, Israel Farless, Kevin Raper, Rex Wagner, Troy Weathers, and then State Senate District 1, Mike Bell's former seat, State Representative Mark Hall, and Adam Lowe. For those two are very interesting races.
They are very interesting and really great races, because I don't think that a lot of people would say we're going to be a loser, totally a loser, no matter who gets elected.
Right. Well, there's three sitting right here. So anyway,
well,
losers right here. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, where
are we starting? I don't know.
We're not the Three Stooges. We're the Four
Jimmy,
Stooges.
I've got a question for you. We've got 2 minutes left. One thing we have not talked about are the 17 pages of judges that we had to retain or replace. Talk to us about that process.
We talked about it once on the air, and it's a shame that we did. Generally speaking, they go through such a vetting process and investigations and things before they get appointed and approved, and retention is generally what's the best choice is. There's only one person, since we have had the modified Missouri plan, one person was removed from office. It was Penny White, who was a Supreme Court justice, and she was ousted for, I think, a reason that was really misunderstood. She voted in the majority, in a 4-to-1 vote, to reverse a conviction and remand it for new trial of one of the most heinous murders in the history of Shelby County. And Justice Birch, that Penny and 2 others voted to reverse that conviction. There was one dissenting vote, and she was ousted as a result of that, even though she didn't author the opinion. Penny White, one of the finest jurists our state ever had.
All right, Jimmy, thanks. We're going to reset here. We are getting very close to the 8 o'clock hour. We are anticipating early vote totals really when we cross the 8 o'clock hour in about 15 seconds. That we could have that. So I tell you what, Dwayne Williams running our broadcast on the air on the radio tonight. Austin Chadwick, Ashlyn Akiona doing a tremendous job for us. I know Elijah Kyle is back there. Ryan Felton's here. If I'm missing anybody, let me know. We're going to take a pause right now for station identification. Then we're going to come right back with more Election Night presented by the Logan-Thompson Law Firm, LoganThompsonLaw.com. We'll be back in a moment.
Broadcasting from the Kia of Cleveland studios, this is Mix 1041 WCLE, Calhoun, Cleveland, Athens. Download the free Mix 1041 app at mymix1041.com.
The top of the hour is presented by Best Buy Metals, making sure the top of your house is the best it can be. BestBuyMetalRoofing.com.
Our legal system is complex, and your case may impact several areas of the law.
In the past few years, the people at Don Ledford Automotive Center have raised $100,000 for local school systems through their test drive events.
We do the drive-a-thons because we embrace education. We realize that teachers need our support to do their job.
They encourage the teachers in our area to strive for excellence.
We supply the Teacher of the Year a car to drive every year for the Bradley County Schools and the Cleveland City Schools. And we're very proud of the fact that we have the opportunity to do that in our community.
Community is at the center of the mission of Don Ledford Automotive Center, your home of Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac. DonLedford.com.
Hey, this is Josh Rogers with Wholesale Supply Group. On behalf of the more than 200 team members here at Wholesale Supply, I want to say thank you. Thank you to all the people who put their name forward during this election cycle. Wholesale Supply has 32 stores in 32 different communities, 5 different states, and we service a vast number of individuals and businesses. Our mission at Wholesale Supply is to create and grow a better community, not only for ourselves, but for future generations to come. So we look forward to working with all of our new and returning elected officials to continue to make our communities the best places to live and to work. Oftentimes, government is a thankless job, so let us be the first to say thank you.
Have those fries you've been craving. I'm hot, and I'm steamy, and oh man, do I smell delicious. I'm calling your name. Oh, Doug. Doug. And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, paying for these repairs may be tough to swallow. So get Allstate.
Call or visit the George Gray Allstate Insurance Office on Keith Street, 479-5431.
Cleveland Tire is ready to help your auto any way it can. We're one of the largest providers of Goodyear brand tires in the area. We sell all major brand tires. We have ASE certified mechanics on staff 6 days a week. We also have a commercial truck tire center that provides 24-hour roadside service and minor mechanical repairs on site. We have built our reputation on years of quality, affordable work and tires. We pride ourselves in customer satisfaction and great service. Cleveland Tire Center.
Remember Me Senior Care is Cleveland's first assisted living and memory care neighborhood. They specialize in assisted living for those who are still active with a community of indoor and outdoor activities. They also provide memory care living for those who are facing life with dementia. Learn more online at remembermesc.com or call their office and set up an in-person visit at 423-473-3140. Remember Me Senior Care, a culture of care your loved one deserves.
This is Thomas Williams with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. I come to you today to talk about our first annual free gas event, August 2nd through the 8th. Big news. If you purchase a new car August 2nd through the 8th, we're going to pay for your gas for the first full year of ownership. Visit cleveland-nissan.com today.
All right, Mix 1041. We're on mixtv.tv, and the early vote totals have just come in. As we bring them to you, and we're going to go to the competitive races first in this is Bradley County early voting, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to go first to District 24. State Representative, where Kevin Raper leads after the early vote at 1,370. It is Troy Weathers at 1,148. Rex Wagner at 475. You mind filling the rest of those in for me? Yeah. And then 414 for those other races, if you will. 414 for Israel Farless. Once again, Kevin Raper leads after early votes, a little over 5,600 early votes in all in Bradley County. 1,370. Troy Weathers at 1,148. Then it is Rex Wagner, 475, followed by Israel Farless at 414. Let's go to the state Senate race. Remember, this is comprised by 4 counties. In Bradley County, we've got a squeaker after early voting, as Adam Lowe has 2,591. Mark Hall, the state representative, has 2,491. A 100-vote separation. Adam Lowe leading in Bradley County after early voting. Now to the competitive District 5 Cleveland Board of Education race, where Jody Riggins is leading after early voting, leading Alan Jones 408 to 361. That is after early voting. And we have some more numbers coming in, so I'm going to repeat what we have. I just told you, Bradley County early voting. Adam Lowe, 2,591. Mark Hall, 2,491. 100-vote separation in Bradley County early voting. Now let's go to the Cleveland City Council early first district, where Marcia McKenzie, taking over, of course, for her late husband Charlie, and now running on her own, leads after early voting over Nolan Tippins, 242 to 56 in that race. All right, I want to get some instant reaction. Shelton, let's go over to you.
Well, I'm shocked. There's a couple things I'm shocked at. Adam Lowe being up 100 right now. To me, this was Adam, and Adam Lewis can jump in. But Adam Lowe, this was his, I think, of all the counties, I think Meigs County we knew would go to Mark Hall. We thought Bradley County would be Mark Hall. We've said from the get-go, if Adam Lowe was able to get 40% of Bradley County, he had a puncher's chance in this. We thought McMinn County could be really close for both these, and we thought Ray County could also, Ray County would probably go to Adam Lowe because of all the time and money he had invested over in the Dayton area. So for right now, this is really I'm really shocked by this, just to be honest. Now, if we move to this state representative race, I think that, we knew that Mr. Raper and Mr. Weathers both would be kind of the front runners in this. I think Mr. Farless, his campaign was a little hit or miss through the campaign process, and then I think Mr. Wagner, just the name recognition really got him there. But for Mr. Raper to be that far ahead right now in the early voting, I really thought that would be much tighter. And then again, Jody Riggins and Mr. Jones, wow, that is a little bit of a shocker to me coming out of early voting. I thought it would be tight, but I really thought the early voting would show that Mr. Jones would be ahead there.
Jimmy Logan.
Yes, sir. I tell you, your analysis and view of that is consistent with, I think, most of the people in our community who try to keep up with what the wishes of our people are. This is going to be fascinating when we learn McMinn County. Sure. And when we learn Ray County. I think you're correct with reference to the Meigs County vote, but that's not going to be sufficient to overcome what is possibly the vote in the other counties. The state representatives race, I think it's possible that that race is still far too early to call, but it certainly is indicative of the prospects of Mr. Raper. And as I've said all along, I don't think we had a loser there. The people are going to be well represented in the state legislature, regardless of who is successful. As I said earlier, before we got in any votes, the Jones-Riggins race is driving the voter turnout in each of the precincts in District 5 for the city council, the city school board race. It is what we expected, I think a lot of people expected with reference to Marsha McKenzie. No question that she has really enhanced the representation and the activities of the city council members as they provide. She's worked very hard to know and understand every issue which comes up. And Marsha McKenzie is projected to be, without question, I think, the winner in that race.
All right, early vote totals are in, at least for Bradley County. Now, we've got to monitor Ray County. We've talked a lot about Ray County tonight, especially about this Senate race. Meigs County, McMinn County. I will tell you, we have folks in all of those counties and those special election commission offices that we are working with. So we are monitoring the early vote totals in those counties. Polk County, we're monitoring what you're doing. And we are awaiting early voting in those outlying areas, in those outlying counties. But here in Bradley County, once again, let me just go over it one more time. Adam Lowe leads by 100 votes in the state Senate early voting in Bradley County. This is Bradley County only. In the state representatives race, Kevin Raper has a lead after early voting over Troy Weathers in that District 24 state representative race. 1,370, Weathers at 1,148. Then it's Wagner at 475, Farless at 414. Now, there are 4 competitive races tonight in Bradley County. Cleveland Board of Education in the 5th District, Jody Riggins at 408, Alan Jones at 361. And then at City Council, 1st District, Marsha McKenzie, 242, Nolan Tippins at 56. And so that is Bradley County early vote. Adam Lewis, what do you think?
I'm just looking at this District 5 race, and that's probably the shocker of the night for me so far. That, if I could be partisan for a moment, I think it's no secret that Bradley County is an overwhelmingly conservative voting county, and to see a Democrat at this point, after early voting and absentee ballots have been counted, be winning 47 votes above a prominent Republican is a big surprise tonight.
Josh Rogers, what do you make of it?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Adam. I think Marsha McKenzie, her lead is substantial in that race. I think that race will be called very soon. Talking about Alan Jones and Jody Riggins, a 47-vote difference in a very contested race. Alan has been out front trying to get change to happen in the city school system, and he was very, very productive on doing that in May when Matthew Coleman won, Andy Lay won, and now with being down 47 votes after early voting, it really, and Jimmy mentioned this earlier, there was a lot of people out to vote in those districts. So to see if Alan can come back from that 47 vote deficit today on election day, I think is going to be a big story. The 100-vote lead by Adam Lowe, I think that is huge for him in Bradley County. We talked about how those other counties will really make a difference, and the same with Kevin Raper, Troy Weathers, Rex Wagner, and Israel. That race is kind of stacking up to be a two-man race for the rest of the night to kind of see where those votes land, and it's going to be an interesting night here while we're trying to still collect numbers.
Jimmy, I want to get another take from you. We understand Rex Wagner is in the building, so we'll have you go visit with him in a second. But Jimmy?
I will. It's fascinating the impact that Bradley County has on these surrounding counties. Our offices and other lawyers' offices are routinely communicated with by people who have litigation in Ray County, Meigs County, McMinn County as well, and Polk County for certain. So those races, such as the district attorney race in Ray County and the county mayor's race, there are people here who work in those communities. They drive to the other communities to get some of the jobs that are paying good wages in some of the other communities. And we want the people in those communities to know that we're concerned, and we are going to be reporting those results as they come in.
We're going to take a break right here, digesting early voting again. We do want to tell you this is Bradley County early voting. That's the only hard numbers that we have at this time. Right now, to summarize quickly, in Bradley County, the competitive races, Raper, Lowe, McKenzie, Riggins, all leading in the 4 competitive races. That's after early voting. We know that people voted today, and so who knows? We'll see. Shelton?
And let's make this very clear. Anything within 100 votes, even with a low voter turnout, is very overcomable. I mean, election day can Now, when you've got a lead like Miss McKenzie does, that's a tough hill to climb. But in years past, those that win the early voting, traditionally that percentage continues throughout election day. However, when you got small margins like this, 35 votes or up to 100 votes, those are a lot easier to overcome on election day.
Good point. Shelton with us. We're going to take a break right here, and we're going to understand we have Rex Wagner, who's going to visit with Jimmy Logan in just a moment. It's election night, Mix 104.1, MixTV.tv, and we are on Fiesta 99.1 Talk 101.3 The Buzz. We're on your phone and mobile device. You can watch or listen through the Mix 104.1 app. It's a free download at mymix1041.com. Thanks to CHI Memorial. Hey, while you're on our website, register for your duck. That's right, the Mix 104.1 Great Cleveland Duck Race. 1 week from tomorrow, August 12th. Giving away some big vacations, lots of prizes. Come see us. Get your duck while you're just serving around here on this election night. Back in a moment, our coverage presented by the Logan-Thompson Law Firm.
Hey, this is Josh Rogers with Wholesale Supply Group. On behalf of the more than 200 team members here at Wholesale Supply, I want to say thank you. Thank you to all the people who put their name forward during this election cycle. Wholesale Supply has 32 stores in 32 different communities, 5 different states, and we service a vast number of individuals and businesses. Our mission at Wholesale Supply is to create and grow a better community, not only for ourselves, but for future generations to come. So we look forward to working with all of our new and returning elected officials to continue to make our communities the best places to live and to work. Oftentimes, government is a thankless job, so let us be the first to say thank you.
Thank you for calling Logan-Thompson. This is Ashley.
It's time for Bradley County to start talking about fentanyl. Did you know, in 2021, there were over 20 overdose deaths related to fentanyl in our town? ATS The Bridge is committed to educating and spreading awareness about drug abuse and bring a message of hope to our community. Our community is worth it. Even if substance abuse is the last thing to worry about with your kid, their awareness can help save a friend. For more info, visit atsthebridge.org. ATS The Bridge, speaking out against drugs, speaking up with a message of hope. Visit atsthebridge.org.
Central High School Bears on Talk 101.3 The Buzz. The Cleveland High School Blue Raiders on Mix 104.1.
The Walker Valley Mustangs on Fiesta 99.1.
See the full schedule at mymix1041.com and download the free Mix 1041 app to listen and watch on your mobile device.
This is Thomas Williams with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. I come to you today to talk about our first annual free gas event, August 2nd through the 8th. Big news. If you purchase a new car August 2nd through the 8th, we're going to pay for your gas for the first full year of ownership. Visit cleveland-nissan.com today.
Mix Mornings on Mix TV is Southeast Tennessee's best way to stay informed about local news, sports, weather, and community events, as well as traffic conditions. Plus, you'll never miss a minute of the latest whimsical banter and rants by the one and only Steve Hartline. Who wrote this promo? Never miss a minute. Mix Mornings on MixTV.tv. Weekdays 7 to 9, MixTV.tv. I'm going to find out who wrote this. WCLTV.tv. Good evening, everyone. It is election night. We have early voting numbers in Bradley County, and we have some tight races. We only have 4 competitive races in Bradley County. We also are really, and this is part of the process every election. When we get to the August election, when we start bringing the state races in, that we reach out and look at our other counties, these outlying counties and districts, and so we are very cognizant of that. But we're also cognizant of James F. Logan, Jr., who is in our interview studio, and he has one of the candidates with him right now. Jimmy, let's go over to you, Counselor.
Thank you so much, and the Duckmaster is speaking to you. What an opportunity to have with us tonight one of the finest people in our community who got into a race too late and did not have the name recognition of the other candidates. This is Rex Wagner. What a wonderful man he is, and really added to the dialogue which the voters had to consider. Rex didn't win this first race.
Well, it's the first race, and it's been an interesting experience to get into and to see how it works and get to meet a lot of people. And I'd like to thank everybody for listening to us. And I'd like to especially thank the civic groups that listen to us speak and present issues and ideas. They do a lot for our community, and that's been an interesting experience.
Really has, and having been where you are before in terms of the results of an election, wow, it really is a great experience, is it not?
Well, it certainly is. It's a great experience, and you learn a lot about the community, and you know a lot going in, but you always learn something new.
Rex, your practice has been somewhat restricted to most of the time. You're engaged in especially 2 areas I know for well. What's it been like to sit back and watch government as an attorney and not be the public face, which you have been in this case?
Well, it's always an interesting thing to sit back and watch from a distance, but at the same time, you're connected with things like the courts and the laws that are passed that affect everybody, not just the attorneys. And sometimes you have an inside perspective, and then sometimes you don't.
Well, you had the assistance of a wonderful, wonderful person. Who was that person?
Well, I've had assistance from several people, but I've had my family and several friends that have worked very hard to support me and encouraged me, and I thank them for their support.
Who is this person with you tonight?
This is my wife. She's here with me tonight. Thank you.
She's been a support and a part of your life for some time.
For some time, and really one of the best things that ever happened.
No question about it. Rex Wagner, a great member of our community, Steve, and a wonderful man who's contributed in so many different ways to our community. Offering yourself as a candidate for public office requires a significant amount of work, and you can testify to that, can you not?
Yes, it really, I would, if someone were asking me and wanted to dive into it, I'd say you need to be prepared to work full time on it and really give it many, many hours a week. It's not a part-time thing, really.
Thank you, Rex, for offering yourself as a candidate and helping us understand the issues by your appearance in the public forums which you have, and before the civic clubs, and visiting with people whom you know mean a lot, and they really care about what's happening.
It is. It's been very interesting in getting to know a lot of people, and we have a great community, and we have a lot to be thankful for, and this has reinforced that for me.
Thank you for being with us tonight and coming out. I can tell you Rex Wagner is going to continue to contribute to the betterment of our community in many, many aspects. He does it quietly, never seeks the acclaim to which he's entitled. Thank you so much, Rex. Nice to see you. Back to you, Steve.
Jimmy, thank you so much. And, Shelton, we've met a lot of nice people, new people along the trail. Rex Wagner, definitely one of them.
Sure. I mean, if you talk about candidates that knew the topics, especially in this race, no one was more well informed than Rex Wagner. I mean, he ran such a great campaign. He attended everything you could attend. He did everything you could do to win a race. But when you're going up against two guys that are so well known in the community, that have already served in public service, it's very hard to climb over that mountain. But I would say this is not Rex's last time of running for a seat. I would expect him to run again. But Rex, as Jimmy said, I'll echo his thoughts. Just a great person who definitely is well informed and will make a great representative for our community one day.
Josh, and you've been through it as far as the families, and Jimmy talked about that. It is a total commitment when someone runs for office. It's not just the candidate, obviously. It's the families who are all involved.
No, it is. It's your wife. It's your husband. It's your kids. It's your grandkids. It's everyone. Especially in a race like Rex's was, and especially a race like Mark and Adams is, where you're traveling 4 counties, every day. You're spending time away from the family. You're missing ball games. You're missing family dinners. You're doing all these things out of service to your community, out of service to your state, to your county, to your districts. It takes a toll on families. It's not for the faint of heart. You always hear candidates and you always hear elected officials talk about how, their wives or their husbands or their kids, when they come back from Nashville or from Washington or wherever it might be, that being able to come home is always the best thing. And for there's always, at the end of elections, there's always kind of that sigh of relief that you get to go back to some type of normalcy. And to echo what Shelton said, you will not meet a better person than Rex Wagner. Rex is just an unbelievable guy.
Certainly so. And again, we're about to basically the half-hour break in this 8 o'clock hour, this real first hour of the election since the polls have closed, and we're awaiting now election day voting. We have had no precincts come in just yet. We do know it is a process. Here's what we're also waiting on, as I said a few moments ago, and that is the outlying counties, especially for this state Senate race is so big. It's, of course, 4 counties, and so we're waiting on those. And then not only for that Senate race, but also for those races in those counties. Included in that, we are waiting on a Hamilton County, quite frankly. We were talking about the Hamilton County mayor's race, which has gotten interesting. Of course, news reports the last week have made that more interesting, and maybe not in the vote, but definitely in the stories about that race. And so we're going to be we're looking at that. So there's a lot to go here tonight. Get comfortable. As the late, great Ben Scully would say on those Dodger broadcasts, as he talked about Farmer John, he would say, pull up a chair. Pull up a chair tonight. This is democracy in action. We're going to take a break right here. We are at our broadcast headquarters tonight. We started broadcasting here 2 years ago today, and how appropriate that it would be an election night in Bradley County and around the state tonight. So we are watching it, waiting on the numbers to come in, still waiting on early voting totals from the outlying counties. We have Bradley. And before we go to break, once again, it is in Bradley County early. Okay, I'm going to go to Jimmy in just a second. We have Adam Lowe up by 100 votes in Bradley County early. We have Kevin Raper up by 222 votes, Bradley County early. We have Marcia McKenzie with a big lead, and we have Jody Riggins up 47 votes. That's Bradley County and Cleveland City early. Jimmy Logan.
Breaking news, Cleveland High School vote is posted outside the door, as the precinct chairs are to do. In the District 5 race, Alan Jones, 66 votes. Jody Riggins, 121 votes at Cleveland High School.
Okay, and Shelton, you are the expert in explaining when we get into the election day versus the early voting.
Sure. So now we are transitioning. What the numbers that Mr. Logan just read, those are early voting, mail-in votes. These are absentee votes. These are all those votes from that precinct totaled. So the numbers you just heard earlier, when early vote,
This is today.
Yeah. Oh,
this election
okay. So
today.
So we have to reset when we do our totals. We have to reset, and we start adding these into the precincts together.
It increases
But
her
today-
margin of
Yes.
victory to almost.
She's almost 100. She's at almost 100 votes now.
Over 100 votes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jimmy, you want to repeat that one more time for us?
Yes. Alan Jones, 66 votes. Jody Riggins, 121 votes. That's at Cleveland High School today.
Today, yeah.
Posted outside the door.
Okay, thank you very much. We will now take a break, and that's what they do. And we were talking about this earlier. They post those numbers on the precinct doors when they tabulate those on election day. So, at any rate, Josh?
And just to clarify, right before we go into break, we still do not have McMinn, Meigs, or Ray County yet.
We're seeing
Got
some
something?
numbers on the state Senate race. This is from the state website. Adam Lowe with 3,771 votes, 51% of the vote. Mark Hall with 3,522 votes, with roughly 48%.
Early voting from Ray County on the District 1 Senate race. Adam Lowe, 1,180 votes. Yes. Mark Hall, 1,031 votes. That's a 53 to 46 advantage. And this is right the opposite of what I just said about Bradley County. I would have expected Adam Lowe to have a larger lead in Ray County than he has coming out of early voting with just a 150 vote lead. The same for Mark Hall and Adam Lowe there, with Adam with a 100 lead there. So Adam Lowe's about 250 votes up now, 37-71 to 35-22. This is again early voting. Ray County and Bradley County, McMinn County and Meigs County are still out.
Yep.
Give me. So I want to go back.
Sure.
So those numbers are Bradley and Ray early. Is that right?
That's correct.
So let's slow down here a second. So Adam Lowe, 3,771, and Mark Hall, Representative Hall, 3,522. Bradley and Ray early.
Yes.
Okay.
No Meigs, no McMinn.
We're still waiting. Jimmy?
Anyone who's at any of the voting precincts, and if you look at...
Grab your mic, Jimmy.
I probably should.
It's all right.
That's a good idea.
Counselor?
Yes. If anybody goes by any of the precincts, and only if we know that you're a reputable person, which may limit the people who would call in.
There's no doubt.
And if you could give us the precinct returns, we will certainly be able to provide that information. We appreciate Fran Green and the folks at the Election Commission as they cooperate fully with us. But folks, we want to give you the quickest results that we can have available to you.
All right. Thank you very much. We are going to take that break right here. We're beginning. This is what happens in this hour every time we start getting numbers in, and that's happening as we speak. So we're going to stay with it. Mix 1041, mixtv.tv. And we're on Fiesta 99.1. Hello, Yvette Bond and her crew listening in, we understand. Talk 101.3 The Buzz. We're in our election headquarters tonight. It's a big night. Pull up a chair and join us. Presented by the Logan-Thompson Law Firm. LoganThompsonLaw.com. Back in a moment.
This is Thomas Williams with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. I come to you today to talk about our first annual free gas event, August 2nd through the 8th. Big news. If you purchase a new car August 2nd through the 8th, we're going to pay for your gas for the first full year of ownership. Visit cleveland-nissan.com today.
Need a metal roof for your home or business? Come see us at Best Buy Metals, a leading manufacturer of metal roofing products. Looking for great service? Check. Want to choose from a wide variety of metal roofing products? Check. How about complimentary takeoffs and free estimates for commercial and residential projects? Check and check. From small orders to semi-loads, we've got you covered. Literally. Best Buy Metals. Quality roofing that lasts a lifetime. Come see us today.
Remember Me Senior Care is Cleveland's first assisted living and memory care neighborhood. They specialize in assisted living for those who are still active, with a community of indoor and outdoor activities. They also provide memory care living for those who are facing life with dementia. Learn more online at remembermesc.com or call their office and set up an in-person visit at 423-473-3140. Remember Me Senior Care, a culture of care your loved one deserves.
deserves.
Hey, this is Josh Rogers with Wholesale Supply Group. On behalf of the more than 200 team members here at Wholesale Supply, I want to say thank you. Thank you to all the people who put their name forward during this election cycle. Wholesale Supply has 32 stores in 32 different communities, 5 different states, and we service a vast number of individuals and businesses. Our mission at Wholesale Supply is to create and grow a better community, not only for ourselves, but for future generations to come. So we look forward to working with all of our new and returning elected officials to continue to make our communities the best places to live and to work. Oftentimes, government is a thankless job, so let us be the first to say thank you.
Your local Boundless Moving and Storage facility is the premier locally owned and operated storage company. From 5x10 to 10x30 climate control space, Boundless Moving and Storage has your storage service needs covered. Go to boundlessmoving.com for full details. boundlessmoving.com.
Hey everybody, it's Dwayne Williams of the Mix Afternoon Drive. In the afternoons, we feel it's our job here at WCLE and my personal job to get you home safe after you've been out all day, maybe running around at work, picking the kids up from school, or whatever you got going on. Our job in the afternoons, again, is to get you home safe, give you the latest traffic, give you the latest news, because we know from the morning to the afternoon, different news breaks in our community. And of course, we want to be there to give you that news as you head home to your family at night. And of course, we also give you what's going on in sports around the area. With us being a premier sponsor of local sports, we let you know what's coming up on our stations that evening for you to be able to listen into and be able to be a part of those live sports events as well here at Mix 104.1.
Listen to the Mix Afternoon Drive, driven by Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland with Dwayne Williams. Weekdays from 3 to 6 here on Mix 104.1.
Voting numbers in now. Let's go to Meigs County. We're going to stick with the state Senate race where Mark Hall has the lead after early voting in Meigs County, 363 to Adam Lowe's 273. But what that does now with Bradley, Meigs, and Ray County in, we have Adam Lowe at 4,044. We have Mark Hall at 3,885. This is combined. Remember, folks, the state Senate, this new District 1, there are 4 counties involved. We're still waiting on McMinn, but Adam Lowe has the lead after early voting in Bradley, Meigs, and Ray. 4,044. Again, Representative Mark Hall, 3,885. Shelton, what does this mean?
Well, I really thought, and we discussed this before we went on the air, I thought Meigs County was a huge, huge win for Mark Hall. I said Adam would be lucky to get 35% of the vote. At 43% of the vote, that again, I'm just shocked because he really overperformed in that county because he did not spend a great amount of time in that county. Mark had some deep roots in that county with other elected officials helping him out over there in that community. But this is just to grab 43% of Meigs County's vote, because we talked about, Jimmy, if this was within 1,000 votes, Meigs County could be the ones that really decided this, and now Adam Lowe in early voting, 43% of the vote.
Well, I think that the total vote over there, they still are they had people voting in some of the precincts as a result of some of the county commission races 15, 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let me tell you that the Ray County vote in 2 of the races, which are of substantial significance to the people over there, longtime district attorney Mike Taylor is being defeated by Attorney Lynch, 1,722 to Mike Taylor's 1,302, and the race, the other hotly contested race for county executive over there, it appears that Mr. Vincent is leading 957 to Mr. Horton's 226, but Mr. McElroy's is 743. That's early voting in Ray County as to those races. You already have announced the other races.
Fascinating. Shelton.
Steve, going back to McMinn County, we've not yet to get their vote total for early voting in. I know McMinn County was having some problems with some voting machines, especially out in some of the rural areas. I know that Adam Lowe, there was a post that said that was not even on the ballot, which it should have been, and they were having people come back in and have another vote there for specifically for that race. So I know they were trying to resolve that issue. So McMinn County's still out, and we're talking about this is 8:41. This should have been. These should have been counted and been in. So that's really late for McMinn County not to be posted yet.
Josh, what do you make of this?
I mean, kind of what these guys were saying. Adam Lowe, we kind of all talked about, the races beforehand and what we kind of thought was going to happen. We thought that the Meigs County race for Mark and Adam, that it was going to be astronomically different. Mark with 57% of the vote so far in early voting, with Adam 42%. A lot of us, some of us thought Adam probably wouldn't even get 30% of the vote, maybe only 25% of the vote out there. And those handful of votes, because it's a vote for a vote, it's not about percentages, those would help Mark in this race. But Adam ran for state representative about, was it 8 years ago? 8 years ago against Dan Howe. Mark has been the District 24 state rep. Adam and Mark have literally both worked their tails off this summer to try to win this race and to be the next senator to take Mike Bell's spot. And with a 2-point difference right now, Adam Lowe is in the lead. A couple other things that we're looking at. We're still waiting on McMinn to come in. We're updating. And also as well, we're still waiting on Bradley County Election Day returns. The returns from today, those we are continuously updating. Our hope kind of last in May. It was about 8:45, 8:50 when we started getting those in. So we're hopefully here in the next few minutes, we'll start seeing some precincts in Bradley County come in to where we can be able to start calling some of these races like the Marcia McKenzie, Nolan Tippins race, getting a better look at the Jody Riggins, Alan Jones race, and also the District 24 race with Kevin Raper currently in the lead, 1370 over Troy Weathers, 1148. It's about a 222 vote difference now. How does that hold up for the rest of the night?
It's a 159 vote difference right now with Adam Lowe leading Mark Hall. With the early vote totals from Bradley, Meigs, and Ray County in at this hour. We're waiting on McMinn County at 17 before 9 o'clock. Kevin Raper leading in the 24th District State Rep race in Bradley County, leading by 222 votes over Troy Weathers at this hour. And that is an interesting race, of course, to replace Mark Hall, of course, jumped and is running for the state Senate. You've heard about these other races, but again, Adam, it's some of these outlying counties that we're waiting on at this hour. Adam Lewis.
Yes, we are still looking at the state Senate results, and it doesn't look like that the Tennessee Secretary of State's office has received anything from McMinn County, so that'll be obviously the next piece that we look at. And as Josh mentioned, we'll start to look closely at the precincts here in Bradley County to see a little bit of a better picture when it comes to some of those other races. Typically, as Jimmy mentioned, what will happen is once the polls close, anyone left in line is allowed to vote. After everyone leaves, there's a process by which the machines are broken down, reports are run, the integrity of the voting machines is secured, and they are then transported back to the Election Commission. And what will actually happen, if you're there or have the opportunity to work, and I encourage you if you do to take that opportunity, it's a neat experience to observe. The machines will come in and they'll get backed up. There'll be several in a row, and so as they come in, they are audited and reports are run, and then ultimately results are uploaded to the website, which is what we're waiting for to take place. So if you can imagine the 17 precincts, there's technically 18, but there are 17 voting locations throughout Bradley County. You begin to see the ones closest to downtown, so Lee University, Stewart, the museum, typically, unless there are issues, will be some of the first to arrive because they're the closest, and those are the results that we'll begin to see first.
Jimmy Logan.
We will begin to talk about, the community will begin to talk about what has made the difference, as we prognosticated earlier, regarding the state Senate race. Are the issues of not participating in public forums with public debates and those types of things, is that an issue? Is the changing of the campaign, was it treasurer Mark Hall, and making the public announcement that he would not continue to be involved and said kind things about him Lowe, and of course did say some kind things about Mark Hall and what he had believed. What has changed the perception that many of us had, I think, early on with reference to the Adam Lowe Mark Hall race? That's yet to be determined, but I guess if you talk to folks over the past few weeks, those issues were issues that people were really concerned about.
846, you're listening to Mix 104.1, Talk 101.3 The Buzz. We're on MixTV.tv, and we're on your phone or mobile device. So you can download the free Mix 104.1 app at mymix1041.com, thanks to CHI Memorial. And while you're scrolling around or surfing our site, register for your duck for the Mix 104.1 Great Cleveland Duck Race, Friday night, August 12th, presented by Don Ledford Automotive Center. And you can get your duck. We've got a couple of vacations that we're giving away on Friday, August 12th. mymix1041.com. I'm going to take a break right here. We are, of course, still waiting on several sets of numbers, including early voting in McMinn County in our area. Still have not heard anything about Polk County at all and their races over there. Plus, Election Day voting. We are still waiting on all of this, and we are getting some anecdotal reports coming in also. So we're delving and diving through all of that this evening. But it's an interesting election night, 13 before 9. Mix 104.1, Talk 101.3, Fiesta 99.1, and MixTV.tv. We're back in a moment. Our coverage presented by the Logan-Thompson Law Firm.
Need a metal roof for your home or business? Come see us at Best Buy Metals, a leading manufacturer of metal roofing products. Looking for great service? Check. Want to choose from a wide variety of metal roofing products? Check. How about complimentary takeoffs and free estimates for commercial and residential projects? Check and check. From small orders to semi-loads, we've got you covered. Literally. Best Buy Metals. Quality roofing that lasts a lifetime. Come see us today.
I'm Eric Gardner at Volunteer Rid-A-Pest, and we're a local termite and pest control company. And I feel it's very important to do business with local companies. I certainly do. We shop locally anytime we can. The reason is the profit dollars you spend with local companies stay right here and circulate within our community. If you spend dollars out of town with out-of-town companies, those dollars go out of town. It supports their schools and maintains their roads and bridges. So spend your dollars locally. It just makes sense.
At some point in your life, you may be faced with a legal challenge, whether it be a personal injury, a business dispute, or family matter. Our goal is to overcome your legal obstacles and get your life back on track.
If you or a loved one have been injured or have legal issues confronting you and your family, talk with someone on our team. We will investigate your problem to determine the facts and the law. Working together, we can develop a plan to obtain the result you deserve.
I'm looking forward to the evening. I'm looking forward to the night. When you want the best buys, the time is right. Time to sleep with the mermaid tonight. Mermaid Mattress Factory and Showroom.
At Ralph Buckner Funeral Home and Crematory, the tradition was founded by Ralph and Stella Buckner and continued by Ralph Buckner Jr. and his wife, Shari Buckner. Ralph Buckner Funeral Home and Crematory is a tradition of service. Ralph Buckner Funeral Home and Crematory, caring for Cleveland families whenever they need them. Visit RalphBuckner.com.
This is Thomas Williams with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. I come to you today to talk about our first annual free gas event, August 2nd through the 8th. Big news. If you purchase a new car August 2nd through the 8th, we're going to pay for your gas for the first full year of ownership. Visit cleveland-nissan.com today.
Welcome back, everybody. We are Mix 104.1, MixTV.tv. It's election night, and as we do a lot of times during this portion of the broadcast, we wait. And yes, we are waiting, and we will tell you what we got, but quite frankly, it is a waiting game in several instances, a couple of counties that we're waiting to hear from. We've not heard anything from McMinn County. We've not heard anything from Polk County at the present time. And we are beginning to get some of the Election Day vote in Bradley County. So we're
reported in, so we'll be updating those totals and
all right. So we'll go back. We'll go back and do that. Jimmy Logan, I think you've got some fresh results.
This is the 9th Judicial District, which includes Meigs and Roane County and Loudoun County, as well as Morgan, goes all the way to Morgan County. It's a fascinating race. Tom McFarland, who was defeated handily by Mike Pemberton in the circuit court race 8 years ago, and it is McFarland 1246 with only Meigs and Morgan reporting, and Williams 1,110. That's a bit surprising to a lot of folks at this point in time. Chancellor Williams has been on the bench for a number of years, and Tommy McFarland was defeated handily in his race against Mike Pemberton.
All right, thank you, Jimmy. And at the right now, just to bring you updated on or up to date on what we have in the state Senate race at this hour, we have the early voting totals from Bradley, Meigs, and Ray counties. Adam Lowe, 4,044. Again, it is Mark Hall at 3,885, a 159 vote separation. State representative. Now, this is just, now, let me go back now. State Senate is 4 counties, okay? 4 counties, Bradley, Meigs, Ray, and McMinn. In the state representative race, though, it's just mainly the city of Cleveland and some of Bradley. And we have Kevin Raper leading there by 222 votes. That is where we sit right now. We are getting word that some of the precincts are beginning to come in, because I look down on my screen and they're beginning to fill some Election Day precinct numbers in. But as we caution everyone, those numbers have to be, they said, vetted, put together with the early. It's a process that's basically witchcraft, Shelton. He understands it. You were just called, by the way, the James Carville of Bradley County by Dr. Jerome Hammond. Do you know anything about that?
Here's the thing. Every time I hear Jerome Hammond's name mentioned on Election Day, do you remember when he was running and we were at the courthouse and he picked up the chair and he destroyed the chair and kept running?
Yeah. Well, he knocked me down, and Jonathan Cantrell was going to grab him and kill him. And then Jimmy Logan had to get involved, as usual.
Yeah, but Jerome was actually physically running. He was not running for any election.
No, he was like, he was running.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
remember he
thing
was
about
running.
that is
That's
it
a
could
good
be
point.
He's not
misleading.
eligible to run for public office.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
that time
not.
in prison. Yeah, so anyways.
Yeah, it's
true. So when Jerome was running past the courthouse, he grabbed your chair, he bent the chair where we couldn't use it anymore, and just kept running down Ocoee Street.
Kept going.
Yeah.
The very latest numbers that we have, and that's what we have now. We're beginning to see some of the precincts coming in. as we go along. But again, Shelton, to explain this, it's almost, as you said before, it's almost like starting over.
We're in a reset button. So now, Mr. Logan did provide today, Election Day numbers for Cleveland, but we have to take the early voting numbers back out of the system and put each precinct in as a total for each precinct, and then we're able to give the final results. Believe me, we know what we're doing because we made enough of mistakes early back about 15 years ago that we won't do those again.
All right, certainly so. Adam, what do you got?
We are waiting for the carrier pigeon in McMinn County to land at this point because we still don't have results from their early voting totals.
Stephen Shelton reported that problem they had earlier, and I guess was that, Shelton, do we know if there's more than one precinct in McMinn?
We know it was Rogers Creek for right now. That's all we know is Rogers Creek precinct, which is very interesting because that's Adam Lowe's home precinct. And Adam lives not very far from Rogers Creek, and there was they know of over 60 people that voted that did not get to vote for either Mark or Adam in that because they were not on the ballot.
It's a very interesting situation, and by the way, that's something that happened in the election in May in a couple of, I believe here in Bradley County, one remembers. But at any rate, that's where we are. Josh, what do you? We're beginning to see some numbers. Is that right?
We are, and like Shelton and Adam both said, we've got to recalculate. We take out early voting now because the numbers that we get when all these come in, early voting goes away. We start inputting numbers in, so we know kind of where things stand at early voting, but until we can get all precincts in to where we can see a clear picture, especially in the District 24 race, Cleveland City Council race, Cleveland school race, we are waiting for these numbers to come in. It's not just Fran Green and her staff down and here in Bradley County. We're waiting for McMinn and Meigs and Ray, and then after we get all those, the races that are here close, we start going out and we'll look at Hamilton, we'll look at Polk County, and trying to start getting some of those other numbers.
And I would caution people, just because your candidate may be ahead or behind right now, that means nothing at this point.
It's way too early.
It's way too early because if you look at the ad spend by people like Mark Hall at the very end, in the very end of the fourth quarter of this race, the ad spend by Troy Weathers at the very end of this race, even the ad spend by Kevin Raper, the amount of money that was spent in the last couple of weeks, even through early voting, that can sway a lot of votes on Election Day if there are enough votes left to overcome. But these races are so tight, it's not going to take many. I mean, Adam Lowe right now is up 189 votes, and we still have McMinn County out. So these races are far from over, and that ad spend, those dollars, and Mark Hall spent thousands upon thousands of dollars in the last couple of weeks. I thought Mark Hall's, actually my mailbox was his mailbox by the time it was over with. And so he
same with Troy Weathers.
Yeah, I mean, Troy, Mark, and Andrew Morgan had the same printer, I'm pretty certain. So
they had to buy a new one.
Yeah, so but no, these are not anywhere near from being over, and McMinn County is a big piece of this puzzle. But because if it holds 50-50 even up in McMinn County, that's great news for Adam Lowe. But if this thing swings toward Mark and McMinn County, then that could be really troubling news.
Jimmy Logan, what do you make of it?
I think that McMinn County is as yet unpredictable. There were a significant number of people who were supporting Mark Hall as a result of his position on many of the issues which were confronted by the legislature. However, Adam has been well respected there. I understand that there's a fellow who's calling in now. You may want to...
We're not getting it.
You're not getting the call.
No, but I got a text message, not to steal your thunder here, but earlier called Shelton the James Carville of
that's what
Bradley County elections.
That's what Dr. Hammond said.
Dr. Hammond
but we
said
don't
that.
Listen to him.
Okay. Well, I've got the Cleveland City mayor here, Kevin Brooks. He said that Adam Carl Rove Lewis, Josh Chris Wallace Rogers, and Steve Don Rickles Hartline.
Don Rickles.
Don Rickles. There we go. No, and here's what he's doing. We got it. Here's what Mayor Brooks. Hey, Mayor Brooks, why don't you call in, or God forbid you come down? But
he's in
he
bed.
does every.
He's already in bed.
He does every roast That there is?
He's irrelevant tonight, if you would. Would you take the telephone call? Would you take this telephone call?
All right, we have Bradley County Trustee Mike Smith. Mike, how are you?
I'm doing great, guys. How are y'all tonight?
Doing good. I'm going to turn it over to Jimmy Logan.
Hey, Mike Smith,
Okay.
it's a tough race you had today, as I understand it. Is that accurate?
Well, all of them's tough, whether you got anybody against you or not. So, but I enjoyed being unopposed this time.
Mike, the office of trustee, working in conjunction with the assessor of properties office from the state appraisals and things of that nature, your office has provided the additional services a lot of times, and I think that many people have appreciated your willingness to extend the hours of service and the places of service for the payment of property taxes. And I think you've got something to say to the voters about the vote and the fact that you have no opposition.
Well, I want to thank the voters for the confidence they have in me, and as long as I'm there in the trustee's office, we'll always try to provide customer service at the top level, and hopefully through the next few years they'll enjoy that and be thankful that they supported me, and I sure do recognize their support all through the years that I've been there.
Well, I think that the people in our community are, as evidenced by the fact that you had no opposition, that providing the Saturday morning opportunity for people to come out and pay their property taxes and the other things that you've done in terms of keeping people informed as to the changes in the law relative to appraisals and paying property taxes and them remaining in a certain position based upon age and things of that nature. Mike, that's very important to our community, and of course you're providing information and assistance to the County Commission in budgeting. Those are all things that your office does, and you're not going to sit here and brag about that, I know. But I think it's important. What causes you to make some changes always to better serve the people?
Well, the driving factor, anything we change, can it improve the experience Bradley County citizens have with the trustee's office? Whether it's coming in and applying for one of our programs, either or a different way they need to pay their taxes that makes it easier on their household budget. Anything we can do to help, that's what we're there for.
Thanks so much for calling in, and just continue to provide good service. That's all we can request.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. We are right now bringing you, of course, the very latest here on election night. We're going to take another break right here. We're just past 9:03. We're going to hit a legal ID, and then we'll bring you more of election night. And we're going to have a guest in just a moment. So let's have the mayor hang on for a moment. We've got Mayor Brooks. We'll talk to Jimmy in just a second. It's election night. Going to take a couple of minutes of a break here. Pause for ID. Come back. Mix 1041, mixtv.tv. Good evening. We're back in a moment. A lot of races out there hanging in the balance. Stay with us.
Remember Me Senior Care is Cleveland's first assisted living and memory care neighborhood. They specialize in assisted living for those who are still active with a community of indoor and outdoor activities. They also provide memory care living for those who are facing life with dementia. Learn more online at remembermesc.com or call their office and set up an in-person visit at 423-473-3140. Remember Me Senior Care, a culture of care your loved one deserves.
In the past few years, the people at Don Ledford Automotive Center have raised $100,000 for local school systems through their test drive events.
We do the drive-a-thons because we embrace education. We realize that teachers need our support to do their job.
They encourage the teachers in our area to strive for excellence.
We supply the Teacher of the Year a car to drive every year for the Bradley County Schools and the Cleveland City Schools. And we're very proud of the fact that we have the opportunity to do that in our community.
Community is at the center of the mission of Don Ledford Automotive Center, your home of Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac. DonLedford.com.
High School Bears on Talk 101.3 The Buzz.
The Cleveland High School Blue Raiders on Mix 104.1.
The Walker Valley Mustangs on Fiesta 99.1.
See the full schedule at mymix1041.com and download the free Mix 1041 app to listen and watch on your mobile device.
How those fries you've been craving? I'm hot and I'm steamy, and oh man, do I smell delicious. I'm calling your name. Oh, Doug. Doug. And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, paying for these repairs may be tough to swallow. So get Allstate.
Call or visit the George Gray Allstate Insurance Office on Keith Street, 479-5431.
Mix Mornings on Mix TV is Southeast Tennessee's best way to stay informed about local news, sports, weather, and community events, as well as traffic conditions. Plus, you'll never miss a minute of the latest whimsical banter and rants by the one and only Steve Hartline. Who wrote this promo? Never miss a minute. Mix Mornings on MixTV.tv. Weekdays 7 to 9, MixTV.tv. I'm going to find out who wrote this. And I'll wait for, there we go, TV to catch up. We are live on Mix 104.1 and MixTV.tv. We've just received fresh early voting numbers from McMinn County and the McMinn County Election Commission. And right now, Adam Lowe in McMinn County, and as Shelton mentioned a second ago, it is his home county where he lives there. Has picked up. Josh, I want to go to you because I can't read my writing.
No, you're fine.
I got the totals, but
in McMinn County, this is early voting and absentee. Adam Lowe has 1,057 early and absentee votes, and Mark Hall has 883.
So that brings the total to Lowe at 5,101. Hall at 4,768. Shelton?
This is huge for the Adam Lowe camp. This gives him a 333 vote lead after all the counties now are in early voting. This to me, McMinn County really has put Adam in a very favorable position going into counting the election day voting. But I will say again, 333 votes over 4 counties. We're not talking about a 1-county race. This is a 4-county race. That lead could disappear in a heartbeat with the results of the election today. But I will say overall, I think everyone sitting at this table, we're probably a little shocked overall with the Bradley County number and the Meigs County number. I think we all expected Adam to do pretty well, and McMinn and Ray spent invested a lot of time up there, Jimmy. But I think Meigs and Bradley County are the 2 numbers that we look at right now and think those are not what we were expecting coming into tonight.
So those totals now, that's with all four counties early voting and absentee reporting have Adam Lowe with 5,360 votes and Mark Hall with 5,063 votes, roughly a 297 vote margin, which is a 51% to 49% breakdown.
All right, Jimmy Logan.
We have the Polk County early voting results in the county executives race. Incumbent Robbie Hatcher, 823 votes. Rodney Burris, 322. John Eves, 53. And Stan Howard, 576. So Robbie Hatcher has about 275 votes lead over his closest opposition.
All right, and I understand we have Cleveland Mayor Kevin Brooks on our volunteer Reddipest mix line. Mayor Brooks, good evening.
Good evening, Steve. You guys are doing a great job, except Jimmy. I feel bad for him.
Well, Jimmy just threw you under the bus. You hear that?
Okay. It's okay. We've been friends a long time. I can.
Jimmy, over to you.
No question about it, Kevin. The fact of the matter is, you, like a number of other people, have had no opposition, and your service to the community, your being a spokesperson for the community, has been rewarded with the lack of opposition. And the city of Cleveland has great projects in the way, the sidewalk construction, the other kinds of things which have already been accomplished. Those are good reasons for the lack of opposition across the city council, except, of course, for the wife of the late Charlie McKinnon. Charlie, everybody knew him as Charlie, and he always said, "I'll be the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow," and he always was that, for sure. Your comments about the issues of lack of opposition and your expressions of appreciation, I'm sure, are forthcoming. You are not irrelevant. You are only irrelevant to the issue of what we were talking about at the moment. Take care, and thank you for...
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yes.
You guys are doing a great job, and I'm very grateful for a wonderful experience of democracy this evening. You all are my friends in that room, and I have such great respect for your hard work in crunching these numbers tonight. And I'm very, very grateful that I get a chance to serve our city for 4 more years and accomplish even greater things. I'm so grateful for the support of our city council, the city council that are on the ballot with me, that are doing so well tonight, my colleagues that are also unopposed. Things are going great for Cleveland, Tennessee. It's a great place to live and work and raise our families. I'm so thankful to be a part of this. Thanks again, guys.
Mayor Brooks, it's Josh Rogers. How are you, sir?
I'm great, Mr. Wallace. It's good to hear your voice.
Thank you.
That'd be Commissioner Rogers to you. Okay?
Look forward to working across county and city in the next 4 years. But I wanted to ask, you just talked about what you look forward to working on in the next 4 years. But looking back these past 4 years as mayor, what do you see as your biggest accomplishments, things that you were thankful that you were able to get done as mayor?
Surviving COVID, Josh, has got to be the number one thing that I'm thankful for, and the great support of the city council during the downturn, during the pandemic. This city council did the yeoman's work of digging into the budget, balancing our budget, paying off debt, refinancing the city's funds, and getting us in a financial opportunity to where now we're on the other side of the pandemic and the downturn of the economy, and things budgetarily for Cleveland have never been better or stronger. So I've got to get a great deal of credit to my colleagues on the city council for doing the hard work of getting our budget balanced, and it puts us in a great position. The trajectory of what we're about to accomplish with the new bond initiatives and the new growth plans, I'm very excited about it. And Commissioner Rogers, I really look forward to working with you and the other county commissioners.
And I think you forgot 2 of the most important things that you've done. One is bringing Champies to Cleveland, and the other is bringing Cheddars to Cleveland. And Chipotle.
I'm very grateful.
You wanted a second question for that?
Yeah.
We can give them some free advertisement? What is wrong with you?
I'm just telling you.
You're suspended.
Me and the mayor are going to have a spot up at Champions together.
Wow.
I mean, that's just what it's going to be.
Okay. No surprise. 9:14. Good evening, everyone. As we continue to get the numbers in, Shelton, what's happening? What's going on? What's going on the interwebs?
So the state, Steve, has started to update the totals for each counties. Now these are not official by any means. Right now, the state election commission has Adam Lowe 4303, Mark Hall 4108. Now this is not including what we just learned from McMinn County. So we actually can add another 883 on to Mark Hall, which would give him right at 5,000 votes, and then another 1,057, which would give Adam Lowe almost 5,400 votes. So he's opened up about a 400 vote lead at this point.
Yeah, it's just updating those 5,360. Is that right, Adam? You got something else?
Well, go ahead. I'm going to move to the House seat.
Yeah, sure. 5,360 for Low, and Hall has 5,063, with all 4 counties now reporting early. Adam Lewis, what do you got?
So these are the latest numbers that we have on the House of Representatives District 24 seat for the Republicans. We have Kevin Raper with 39% at 1,421 votes. Troy Weathers with 1,224 votes, 34% of the vote. Rex Wagner with 499 votes, that's 14% of the vote. And Israel Farless with 445 votes, and that's 12%.
Now, Adam, let me back up. Remind us where those numbers are from.
So these numbers are coming in and being updated from the Bradley County Election Commission to the Tennessee Secretary of State's office.
Okay, so that is the state representative race.
So we have a handful of precincts that have reported in at this point: McDonald, Lee University, Walker Valley, Black Fox, Stewart, the Museum Center, and Waterville. More will continue to trickle in here in the next few minutes as well.
17 Bradley County precincts, which are open today from 8 until 8. The big question: can Bradley County get over 10,000 votes for this? For this election, and we understand George R. Stewart Elementary, go Bulldogs, my alma mater, just came in. Josh Rogers had pointed something out to us and assembled this information, early voting, and you wonder how pathetic our early voting has been around this entire area. It looks like Bradley County early voting was at just under 7.5%. McMinn County, about 8%. Meigs County, under 13%. But Ray County we're going to celebrate 16%, I guess, in early voting. So it is truly amazing. Polk County, under 14%, 13.7%. Hamilton County, 10.2%. So early voting, Jimmy Logan, very low.
It is, and the question is, what's the cause? What's the root cause of that? Is it that people don't care? No. I still think that there's a lot, too, that people think they don't make a difference. And you don't make a difference if you don't vote and if you don't get with your family and get them to cast what we hope will be an informed vote, Steve.
Shelton, we understand you have some information.
Yeah, we can make 2 calls, Steve. So these will be the first 2 calls of the night of contested races. First call tonight will be State Executive Committeeman District 1. John Stansberry will defeat Mitchell Jones. John Stansberry will defeat Mitchell Jones for the State Executive Committeeman District 1. We also can make a call that Emily Beatty Hildebrand will defeat Sharon Anderson for State Executive Committee Woman District 1. Emily Beatty defeats Sharon Anderson, State Executive Committee Woman District 1, Emily Beatty Hildebrand.
And Emily will rejoin us in November, so we'll look forward to having her back. We remind all the candidates as the coverage continues, as everything is happening. We are at our broadcast headquarters. We're celebrating our 2nd anniversary here, and we welcome you for interviews. Adam Lewis, what do you got?
We do have some updated numbers on the Senate race. This is, again, early voting in precincts that are coming in from the various counties. Adam Lowe with 5,789 votes, 52% of the vote. Mark Hall with 5,376, 48% of the vote. That's the latest numbers on the Tennessee District Senate 1.
Is that the state? Is that what that is? Or?
That is all 4 counties.
Yeah, okay. So the state website.
These numbers from the state will be from the Tennessee Secretary of State's office.
All right. So Adam Lowe, as Adam Lewis just reported.
And it's updated again, 6,471 for Adam Lowe, still holding strong at 52%. Mark Hall with 5,979 at 48%. So the margin 52-48 appears to be holding as these precincts come in.
All right. We do know that in August, in the August election, the Associated Press gets very, very much involved. Josh Rogers.
We can say now that we have 9 of 18 precincts in on the Secretary of State's website for Bradley County. In McMinn County, we have efforted to be able to get early voting absentee, and they now have 5 of 15 precincts in there. Meigs County has 3 of 6 precincts in, and Ray County is still early votes and absentee currently.
Very latest on the state representative race, as we've just reported. Kevin Raper has the lead there, 1,421. Troy Weathers at 1,224. Rex Wagner, 499. And Israel Farless, 445. And then the very latest in the state Senate, Adam Lowe, 6,471. Mark Hall at 5,979. Jimmy Logan, what do you make of it?
What I make of all of that is that we've overlooked one race, which most folks do not think it'll make a difference in November, but the Democratic nominees for governor is Dr. Jason Martin, 46.36% of the vote. Councilman J.B. Smiley, 29% from Shelby County. So we can expect those votes to go up fairly significantly because Shelby County is not reporting. And Ms. McAllister, 24% of the vote. We're going to try to get Governor Lee to participate in a public forum with whoever the Democrat nominee is. I think it will be enlightening to us if they do wish to participate.
Got to say some hellos. Thomas Williams, executive manager of Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. I can't repeat what he said to me. He's normally very encouraging, but apparently the devil got a hold of him. But he is offering free gas for a year when you buy a new Nissan through Monday. And Thank you very much, Thomas, for that. Also, we want to also say hello to David Norton, looking in from Memphis, Tennessee tonight. What's that, Adam? You got something for David?
I'm supposed to smile. That's what he told me. Smile more, right?
Well, no, that'd be another office. Oh, okay.
He told me to smile more.
Yeah, he said it's okay to smile, Adam. Yeah. But you don't have a lot to smile about. It is 9:22 as we await. See? Yeah, we await the numbers to come in. Jimmy Logan.
Steve Shelton.
Oh, Stephen Shelton. I can't see around Roger's head.
Sorry, I'm efforting to make sure these numbers are good.
That's the second time you've used the word efforting in the last 5 minutes.
Who, me?
Yeah.
We can now make a call for Cleveland City Council District 1. Marsha McKenzie will defeat Nolan Tippins in that race. Marsha McKenzie, Cleveland City Council District 1, will be the winner in that race.
And you know, her husband, Jimmy, our friend for so many years, Charlie McKenzie, graduated with my mother at Cleveland High School all those years ago. But I tell you, Marsha going to continue there. She was appointed and now wins an election over Nolan Tippins, who's a Cleveland High School graduate.
And Marsha, as I said earlier, she has worked diligently to really understand the issues that are forthcoming. Let me say this to you. I understand that Charlie McKenzie copied off of your mother's papers in order to get out of.
So that's why he failed. Is that right?
He never failed.
Adam Lewis. Well, he copied off my mom. That's what I was saying. Adam Lewis.
Latest numbers on Senate District 1 from the Tennessee Secretary of State's office. Adam Lowe with 6,998 votes, closing in on 7,000. 52% of the vote. Mark Hall with 6,433, still close to 48%. That is now a 565 vote difference between the two. So that continues to grow as more precincts across these 4 counties report in.
Sheldon, what do you got?
From Hamilton County, District Attorney, 11th Judicial District, Cody Wamp, 12,588. John Allen Brooks, 9,656. That's with 11% of precincts reporting. Hamilton County Mayor with 11 precincts reporting. Weston Wamp, 12,665 votes. Matt Adams, 9,536 votes. Weston Wamp, 57%. Matt Adams, 43%. Weston Wamp's sister, 57% to 43%.
your name is Womp and you get the same votes.
It is, well, and it's interesting. Josh, you got an update.
Yeah, so right now in the District 24 race, we've got Kevin Raper at 1,190 votes, Troy Weathers 1,118 votes, Israel Farless 448 votes, and Rex Wagner 350 votes, with only 3 precincts left out: Prospect, E.L. Ross, and Blythe Bauer.
All right, let's reset here just for a second. This is happening fast and furious. 9 o'clock hour is always usually a deciding hour when you get to the August election. And so right now, let's go to that state Senate race one more time here. Adam Lowe has that 565 vote lead. Folks, this is 4 counties. We've been pointing this out. 4 counties: Bradley, Ray, Meigs, McMinn. 565 is the separation. Then we do need to update the state representative race. Raper has a lead over Weathers. That lead, my remedial math would tell me it's about 200 vote separation. But it is very...
For Raper and Weathers?
We had those state numbers a second ago. So,
yeah, the latest numbers from the Tennessee Secretary of State for the House District 24 seat: Kevin Raper, 1,820 votes; Troy Weathers, 1,605 votes; Israel Farless, 617 votes; and Rex Wagner, 591. At the current moment, that would mean Kevin Raper is in the lead by roughly, well,
215.
Exactly 215 votes.
And let me apologize for that. That is from the state website. We're pulling data also from the Bradley County.
Yeah.
And so the three precincts that are out, we have taken their early voting numbers out of that. Because we just get early voting as a total. We don't get it broken down like the state does.
We are also waiting on E.L. Ross. As soon as it drops, we'll be able to call the Alan Jones and Jody Riggins race.
E.L. Ross is the largest precinct in the county.
Riggins is up almost 100 votes right now, but E.L. Ross is still out. E.L. Ross would be the largest in that voting precinct.
Yeah.
We're going to keep it right here at 9:27 Eastern Time, Mix 104.1. We're on mixtv.tv. And a little preview here in just about 2 weeks from tonight. We'll begin our mixtv.tv high school football coverage. That's right, just around the corner on August 18th with Red Bank and Cleveland High School, supplied by Wholesale Supply Group. We'll have a full season of football on TV, on radio, and all over the place. Shelton?
Adam Lowe has just increased his lead in McMinn County, 1486 to 1196. That gives him a 55% advantage. Mark Hall has increased his lead in Meigs County, 524 to 411. So that's 56% to 43%. Again, overall, Adam Lowe is holding on almost 7,000 votes, 6,996. To 64333. That's 52% to almost 48%.
565 vote lead.
So that is where it is right now. Lowe with a lead of 565 in that 4-county area in State Senate District 1. We have Kevin Raper with a 215 vote lead over Troy Weathers and the State Representative District 24. Right now, 215 vote lead. Hey, McCaslin, what about McMinn County? Let's go. Hello, Blake McCaslin, my friend at Tennessee Wesleyan, looking in. Thank you, Blake, very, very much. We were getting some McMinn County numbers. I know we got their early voting numbers, didn't we?
Yeah, we were getting a few other precincts in.
Updates.
Any other races that we need to mention, guys, outside of Bradley County that are making any type of headway at this
Polk
point?
County executive race, that is a 4-way race. Robbie Hatcher, who is the incumbent, 823. Rodney Burris, 322. Stan Howard, 576. And John Eves, 53. So Robbie Hatcher, looks like it's going to come down to Robbie Hatcher and Stan Howard, but it looks like Robbie Hatcher looks like he'll maintain his position as the county executive for Polk County.
Those are early voting numbers?
Early voting numbers.
It's a good place to take a break because we feel like that the dam is going to break here. The water's coming on, and we're about to get even more results. We're going to take a break right here. Jimmy, you got some numbers?
No, I don't. What I've got is the invitation still stands for the candidates who been involved in these elections to come on by. Win, lose, there aren't any draws.
Aren't any draws, I don't think.
No,
well, there was
so.
Well, that's a whole other story. We'll talk about that.
Yeah,
later.
that was years ago.
Years ago. Jimmy, good point. And I tell you what we'll do, and hang on, Dwayne, just a second. Appreciate Dwayne Williams, Ashlyn Akiona, who we got to keep awake. Hey, try this Starbucks, okay? You can have some of mine. It's the special stuff in my office. It's fine. Felton will get it for you. Ryan Felton, Austin Chadwick. My goodness, are they doing? Elijah's here. Josh Brewer's here. Brewer's in there. He's running everything in there, the website.
Associated Press has made a call. The call is Chuck Fleshman will defeat Sandy Casey, which I don't think is a surprise. He has now got 80% of the vote, 20% of the vote, so Chuck Fleshman will move on to the general election.
She's the Democrat out of Hamilton County. And he will face Meg Gorman, the Democrat out of Hamilton County.
Yes, and I'm getting some questions personally here about McMinn County. We're trying, and we'll continue to do that through these surrounding counties. Shelton?
With 27% of the precincts reporting now, Cody Wamp has lost a percentage point to John Allen Brooks. It's 14,385 to 11,136. Her brother Weston has maintained his lead for the Hamilton County mayor seat. Weston 1442 to Matt Adams 1159. That's 57 to 43%.
Very good. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll come back. And what I was going to say is you can call us. If you're a candidate, you can call in. We had Mayor Brooks. We had Trustee Smith. So that's fine. 614-6499. On the volunteer Redapest mix line. Hello, Eric Gardner. They're all in tune. Beth and all of them. And, hey, thanks for joining us. Mix 1041, MixTV.tv. Hello, Tom Rowland. Tom and Sandra. Their anniversary is next week. Tom, we're just continuing what you started here about 150 years ago. Oh, no, it's a little shorter than that, but we're glad Tom is feeling better. Our mayor emeritus, my mentor in all of this. If you don't like me, blame Tom. All right, but thank you very much. We'll take a break, come back in just a moment. This is election night. It's getting exciting. Stick in there with us. Your local Boundless Moving and Storage facility is the premier locally owned and operated storage company. From 5x10 to 10x30 climate control space, Boundless Moving and Storage has your storage service needs covered. Go to boundlessmoving.com for full details. boundlessmoving.com.
Need a metal roof for your home or business? Come see us at Best Buy Metals, a leading manufacturer of metal roofing products. Looking for great service? Check. Want to choose from a wide variety of metal roofing products? Check. How about complimentary takeoffs and free estimates for commercial and residential projects? Check and check. From small orders to semi-loads, we've got you covered. Literally. Best Buy Metals. Quality roofing that lasts a lifetime. Come see us today.
Remember Me Senior Care is Cleveland's first assisted living and memory care neighborhood. They specialize in assisted living for those who are still active with a community of indoor and outdoor activities. They also provide memory care living for those who are facing life with dementia. Learn more online at remembermesc.com or call their office and set up an in-person visit at 423-473-3140. Remember Me Senior Care, a culture of care your loved one deserves.
It's time for Bradley County to start talking about fentanyl. Did you know in 2021 there were over 20 overdose deaths related to fentanyl in our town? ATS The Bridge is committed to educating and spreading awareness about drug abuse and bring a message of hope to our community. Our community is worth it. Even if substance abuse is the last thing to worry about with your kid, their awareness can help save a friend. For more info, visit atsthebridge.org. ATS The Bridge, speaking out against drugs, speaking up with a message of hope. Visit atsthebridge.org.
Hey, this is Josh Rogers with Wholesale Supply Group. On behalf of the more than 200 team members here at Wholesale Supply, I want to say thank you. Thank you to all the people who put their name forward during this election cycle. Wholesale Supply has 32 stores in 32 different communities, 5 different states, and we service a vast number of individuals and businesses. Our mission at Wholesale Supply is to create and grow a better community, not only for ourselves, but for future generations to come. So we look forward to working with all of our new and returning elected officials officials to continue to make our communities the best places to live and to work. Oftentimes, government is a thankless job, so let us be the first to say thank you.
This is John Davis, the trade-in man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway, with great news. Interest rates are super low, and your old car is worth more than ever. So if you're wondering if you should be buying a new Kia, it's a no-brainer. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. If you've got $500 down and you make $2,000 a month, I'll do my best to get you approved. Come see me, John Davis, at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee, where car buying is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
KiaofCleveland.com.
Fascinating time of the night here. Steve Hartline with you, along with Stephen Shelton, Adam Lewis, Josh Rogers, and the sage himself, James F. Logan Jr. We have an update. Adam Lewis, over to you.
This will be the Senate District 1. 7,525 votes for J. Adam Lowe, 6,800 votes for Mark Hall.
That's expanding that lead, Steve.
Absolutely right.
725. Every update we're getting from the state increases Adam Lowe's lead in this race. This is not what we expected at this point in the precinct's reporting. But now Adam Lowe almost up. We're
what was that? Can you repeat that again?
75-25 to 6,800.
725 vote lead for Adam Lowe.
So 725. If he gets to the 1,000 mark, I'm afraid Mark Hall, his campaign will be done at that point.
All right. So, again, State Senate District 1, this new district, this is to replace Mike Bell, who stepped down from the State Senate. And Adam Lowe, now a 725 vote lead. Again, Hall, Mark Hall, Representative Hall, 68. Is that 6800?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I understand Jimmy Logan has a candidate, former Bradley County Board of Education chairman, a candidate who's in a tight race right now for the state representative in the 24th district. James F. Logan, over to you.
Troy Weathers, you got a tan all over your body, and you just look like you're feeling good about this election. Would you tell the voters of that district, our county representative to the state of Tennessee, primarily within the city, and also tell us what your thoughts are?
Well, Jimmy, first, the tan has been wonderful. Knocking on doors and being out all day long, I have gotten a lot darker than I was. I just wanted to come in and to tell you that I'm conceding the race. I believe Kevin has it won. I want to congratulate him. I also want to say how grateful I am for the folks that came out to vote today and supported my candidacy. I had a lot of folks working in it. I had a lot of folks donated money for it. I have a great family that has dedicated several months, as I have, to run, as the other candidates. Let me say Rex Wagner, I was impressed with him. I didn't know him before the race, but he's a very classy person, and I was enjoyed the debates that he participated with us in, and I look forward to leaving here today and continuing to be a part of Cleveland and Bradley County.
Yeah, what does the future hold for Troy Weathers? You've fairly recently retired for your employment. You may know the fellow in the...
I do know the fellow inside the room, the hot room, yes.
Yes, but what does the future hold for you?
Well, I think the future is going to be, Jimmy, I'm going to continue to be a part of education in some form or fashion. I'm still going to be involved in Nashville. As most people that heard the debates, they realized I had certainly been there, participated, and I have an interest in that. So I'm still going to be involved in what goes on in Nashville, the laws, the issues about education, about our seniors, about our veterans. All those things are very interesting to me, and I didn't say that in the campaign just to get votes. I said it because that's what I believe, and that's what I enjoy, being a part of things changing for the good.
And Kevin Raper, as I remember the public forum we had and those things, you folks never made any personal attacks against each other. None of the candidates did, to my knowledge.
Well, there was a couple, but I didn't make any. I made none because I wanted a clean campaign to make sure that tomorrow morning, here's the good news. Tomorrow morning I can go to the liar's table and sit down and have a good conversation, laugh and cut up, and everything's good. When you attack people, and that's probably the worst thing you could ever do, is when you say things that aren't true about someone running against you. And I just think it's just critical that you don't ever do that. I didn't do it, and I'm very proud of our campaign and the folks who worked in my campaign. They did a great job, and we have nothing to be ashamed of. We had a good showing. First time I ever ran for a state office, so we're excited about what the future holds.
Well, the county school board, I know, has talked about working closer together with the city school board, and certainly the support that you've given for the Pie Center. That's really turned out to be a wonderful thing, has it not?
Well, it is more than wonderful, and I think the public will see that as time goes by. And I said that this morning on the radio show, that this is the first facility that is a government facility that will be self-sufficient. It'll not take any more tax dollars to keep it running. That's critical, and I think that'll go across the state of Tennessee, and maybe I'll be a part of that to make that happen, because that's good for your community, that's good for our kids, and when all those things come together, it's perfect, and I think it's going to be a perfect situation.
Troy, your passion to make education better throughout Bradley County and your long-term service on the school board is appreciated by people. Sometimes the passion for a particular issue needs a cheerleader like you to continue to make things better. And in education, that's been your goal.
It has always been my goal. And I got to tell you a little story. Bob Taylor, one time, he was our first director of schools, and he told me, he said, Troy, I can tell you what you have good and what you have bad. He said, your passion is a great thing you have, and your passion sometimes is a bad thing you have. And I said, yes, sir, you're correct, because I'm one of those guys that I'm just willing to speak up, and I want to push one of our county commissioners talk about kicking the can down the road. I don't like kicking. I want to carry it, and let's make a difference. And that's what I've tried to do the 20 years I was on the school board.
Thank you very much for your service, and thank you for the contributions you made to the issues which are confronting our state legislators. And I know that Kevin's appreciative of your coming out and making the concession.
Well, I congratulate Kevin and his family. They're friends of mine, and has been friends of mine for years, and they're good people, and I think he'll do a great job as our next state representative.
Well, I'll see you at the liar's table, though neither of us qualify, as some of those folks do, for being there. Thank you so much, Troy. Back to you, Steve.
All right. By virtue of the concession of Troy Weathers, we will now project that Kevin Raper is the new state representative replacing Mark Hall in District 24. Kevin Raper has become a state representative. He was a Bradley County commissioner in District 7, and now he is going to be going to Nashville as a state representative, as you've just heard and seen here on Mix 104.1 and MixTV.tv. That Troy Weathers, who was, as he has talked about, a 20-year member of the Bradley County Board of Education, several of those years as chairman, has conceded, and Kevin Raper is going to Nashville as a state representative. I want to begin with you, Stephen Shelton. What do you got on this race, your comment?
Sure. I think that Kevin's ground game was really good. I think Kevin and Troy both knocked on a lot of doors. You couldn't drive around Cleveland without seeing Kevin waving a sign, it seemed like, every day. I thought that Kevin pulled out a few good deals there, with the fireworks, having the plane fly over, and, just some fun things that he did. But Kevin's a guy that he's hard to beat in elections, because anytime you're going up against someone that, number one, is non-threatening, that people feel they're non-threatening, and that people genuinely like. And so, people like Kevin Raper. People do not feel that he's a threatening individual.
That's an interesting word, and I had a couple of conversations this week. Let's go back in Bradley County history. You know what? Likability is a big deal. They call it in network television the Q score, but in Bradley County we just call it liking somebody. Shelton, these guys in this room, you've been there a long time. That's a big deal here.
Well, it is, and if you go back, Eric Watson. I think Eric Watson's a great example of being a state rep. He's a guy that everybody liked. He just glad hand to everybody, and he was just a likable guy. And I think that you saw that during he only lost one campaign in his entire political career. And I think you see the same thing. Dan Howell's a guy that people genuinely like, and I just think that you see that. Take Donut. During the commission, how do you not like Scotty Gilbert? And so it's just a hard thing to do.
How are you going to handle all those donuts?
Josh Rogers.
No, not Josh Rogers.
Jimmy, you were unopposed.
Unbelievable.
We're unopposed.
Unbelievable.
It's just hard to beat people like that.
There's no question about it. And Kevin, what an active person, took some unpopular positions, but necessary positions for this county government to be at the level that it is. And those things didn't hurt Kevin because he knew what needed to be done, and he took a stand which maybe not have been particularly well liked. But let me say one thing about Troy Weathers, if I may. You know what he said when he was walking out the door? He said, I'm going to work all night if I have to, and I'm going to try to get everybody to pull my signs down if they're in the yard. I'll pick them up because I know where the signs are, or you can take care of them yourself. But I think everybody will appreciate the signs always get out there, but guess what? It's a more beautiful city when we don't.
Hey, Jimmy Logan, let me say this, and I've got a memory here because I understand that a former state representative from the 24th District, your friend and mine, Steve Bivens, is watching right now. And, hey, Steve, I never will forget one of my first experiences on this night at the Bradley County Courthouse. Hey, and if you don't like them not at the courthouse, blame Austin Chadwick. Don't blame me. We'll effort that, by the way, someday. But anyway, Bivens, you remember Tom Rowland said there are two Steves I want to talk to. One's tall and slender, the other's short and fat. I was the short and fat. Steve Bivens was the tall and slender, and I was like 8 years old and cried for an hour.
And so Steve Bivens did what Troy Weathers said he was going to do. He would go and he would have people help him pick up his signs.
But Steve Bivens hello, Steve, and I guess Steve is in Nashville probably, watching tonight. They're watching all over the state. Guys, you have any kind of updates at this hour? Anything going on?
We're really, really close to calling the school board race between Jody Riggins and Alan Jones. Just confirming a few numbers. We'll have that here in the next 5 minutes or so.
And by the way, this over the last, several years, our decision desks, they used to be in the background. We brought them in the foreground. I know it looks like a mistake now, true, but they're doing a good job. Jimmy Logan and I have done elections together for many, many years, almost probably 20 years, I guess, something like that. And
how old are you?
I don't know. But I love you, Steve Bivens, and boy, did I ever love Giggy Bivens. I tell you right now, we miss Giggy. Lord have mercy.
That whole Bivens family.
Oh, I love him. Hey, Josh Rogers, speaking of likability, it was funny. I got that from Steve. Josh Rogers, what do you got?
Yeah, just to go through some of these, the District 24, Kevin Raper, Troy Weathers, that race really came down to those two guys at the end of the day. I mean, it came down between Kevin and Troy. To dive into the numbers while we're efforting and working on some other numbers.
We are efforting.
I'm not even sure what that word means.
Somebody's trying real hard.
I don't even know what that word really means.
I know. So listen, Prospect School, Kevin Raper had 422, Troy Weathers had 260. At E.L. Ross, Kevin had 455 to Troy Weathers 370.
You're efforting with two computers is impressive.
I'm just doing my best here. Kevin Raper at Stewart.
He's playing Tetris on that one.
After
Stewart School, which is Kevin's district as the county commission. Kevin had 364 votes to Troy's 246 votes. That's very interesting. I mean, that is Kevin's district. That is where he has been a commissioner for the past 4 years. Cleveland 252 to 182. Just breaking down some of these numbers and looking at where these votes came from for Kevin, it was very close in a lot of districts. Troy actually won a handful of voting precincts, and it became really close. But at the end, Kevin walked away with it.
Jimmy, I understand we have Donna Simpson on the phone right now. Bradley County Clerk, Donna Simpson. Donna, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, Steve. How are you doing?
Boy, we're doing great. Say hello to your friend and our friend Jimmy Logan.
Hey.
Yes, hello.
It is always nice to speak with you. I think you make it through. Do we know yet whether or not, once again, Donna Simpson led the vote getters in Bradley County? We'll find that out, Donna. Do you know?
No, I was doing pretty well here when I checked about an hour ago.
Well, no question about it. Across the state of Tennessee, you're talking about somebody likable. You can't beat Donna Simpson. Right. And there's just no question about it, with the tremendous problems existing in terms of the changing of the license tags and those types of things. And they have really reacted greatly.
Well, you just kind of play with the hand you're dealt, and I, it's going pretty well though. This year they're even discounting the price of the license plate, so it's a little bit more popular now since July.
Well, thank you for your service, Donna, and we look forward to another 4 years, and I don't know, maybe another 25 or 40 years of service by Donna Simpson-led county clerk's office.
Thank you, Donna, very much. We do have an election call right now, Dwayne, and we're going to send it back over to you. Guys, go ahead.
We can now call. Bradley County is completely in. Bradley County is completely in. Jody Riggins has defeated Alan Jones for the School Board District 5 seat, 408 to 361. 408 to 361. Jody Riggins will serve on the City School Board District 5 for this next campaign term.
Let me say something about that race, if I may, Steve. Let me tell you, Jody Riggins is a fine person, well-known, again, liked by many, many people. I do think that regardless of this outcome, and I cared deeply for Jody, but Alan Jones has contributed a great deal to our community in terms of he's been a very, very successful businessman, the wrestling center, things that he has caused to occur with his success and with his monies. And I don't think anybody really overlooked that in any respect, but I'm appreciative, and I think most of the people in our community are appreciative of the contributions that he has made in this to this community, to his hometown. The village, wow.
Undeniable.
No
Absolutely
question.
Undeniable. All right.
Steve, let me correct. I read the wrong line. Jody Riggins still wins 715 to 596. 715 to
Jody Riggins, we'd love to speak to you. Please come by if you're able.
Sorry, Jimmy. Shelton, what was that final number?
715 to 596. I apologize for reading the wrong line.
That's all right. So Jody Riggins wins the Cleveland Board of Education in the 5th District. 715. Alan Jones at 596. Shelton?
And we'll get the final numbers there for Mark Hall and J. Adam Lowe there for Bradley County. That'll be interesting once we get all those in.
Yeah, so let's talk about the total from Bradley County. This is early voting and as well as today. We were talking earlier, we were going to be lucky to break 10. There was obviously a surge after work because our total vote was 11,804 for Bradley County.
Wow.
Again, pretty pitiful turnout, all things considered, but certainly better than we expected.
Well, that's that more than doubles early voting, quite frankly. So I mean, it's incredible the number of people that turned out at the very end. So 11,804, and as Adam says, it's tough to celebrate that, but that's better than we thought, Jimmy, and. A lot of people didn't think we'd get 10,000, but we're at 11,804. That's Bradley County. All right.
I think, Steve, we've got to, as a people, become more likable, and the divisiveness that's present throughout the country has not contributed to voter participation.
Kevin Raper is the new state representative in the 24th District. Adam Lowe, at last report, has a lead. Guys, correct me.
Just update it. I'm going to update that before you give them. Adam Lowe now 7,685. 7,685. This is for all 4 counties. Mark Hall 6,999. That's a 686 vote lead. That's actually shrunk just a little bit. He was up to about 750 about 15 minutes ago, down to 686 vote lead for Adam Lowe in the District 1 Senate race.
Again, that is, as Shelton said, 4 counties. Adam Lowe with the lead of 686 over Mark Hall. And again, we were watching these 4 competitive races in Bradley County where Marsha McKenzie is also a new elected city councilwoman in the 1st District of the Cleveland City Council. And again, I'm getting a lot of comments personally here, questions about those outlying counties and those races that we're also interested in Polk County and Ray County, McMinn County especially. And so updating those as we get them and as we possibly can. And yes, I do want to also mention and thank so many people who are helping us tonight and who are working, but also all of our sponsors who are making it possible this evening, and we certainly appreciate that, including on the radio tonight, George Gray, Allstate Insurance, and you're in good hands with Allstate, maybe George Gray, Cleveland Plywood Company, Steve Robinson, and his entire staff, Bender Realty, Jim Workman, hello, Robert Bradney, and everybody at Bender Realty. Also, Cleveland Tire Center, Big A, Andy and Linda, watching tonight. Shelton.
Another update from the Secretary of State on Senate District 1, Adam Lowe with 8,092 votes, Mark Hall with 7,360, and so that margin has jumped up now to 732 votes for Adam Lowe.
Breaking this down by county, Adam Lowe 2,114 in Ray County to Mark Hall's 1,846. That's now 53, almost 54% for Adam Lowe in Ray County. In Meigs County, Mark Hall will finish around 56% of the vote. Adam Lowe with 44%. McMinn County, still Adam Lowe at 55% with 1,486. Mark Hall 44%, 45% at 1196. Bradley County, again, Adam Lowe will win Bradley County with almost 53% of the vote.
Jimmy Logan, instant analysis or reaction.
My reaction is that, again, the analysis of what causes what many people thought was will think that it's a different result than was initially considered to be the result. If there's any validity at all to the press releases regarding the polls which existed initially as the campaign began, that's a big turnaround. The reason for that is going to be debated by many people for many years, I think.
We are getting phone calls once again. Jody Reggins has won the city school board race in the 5th District over Alan Jones, 715 to 596. Kevin Raper, new state representative in the 24th District. Adam Lowe has a 732 vote lead, according to the Secretary of State's office, in the 4-county area. In State Senate District 1, Marsha McKenzie has won 1st District City Council. And we're also covering and interested and efforting is the word of the night, apparently, trying to get those other races in the outlying counties. Understand we've got Jody Reggins on the phone right now. Can we not get her?
I don't have her in here.
Guys, we need to, if we can, transfer in here. If I can talk about our phone system for a while, I'll do that, maybe. It's getting late and I'm tired, so we'll get real interesting here in a few minutes. All right.
Make sure that she's got the correct number. It's
she does. She's
good number.
It's our system here.
Our system.
From the state website, from the state elections website, Secretary of State, Meigs County is all in. Ray County is all in. 5 of 15 districts in McMinn are in, and there are only 3 districts out still in Bradley County: Blythe Bower and Valley View A and B.
So you're saying, go ahead, Jimmy.
If you could, do you know the county executive's race, the sheriff's race in Ray County, as well as the race over there?
We'll have to call.
Okay.
They don't post theirs, so we'll have to call throughout outside.
Good.
All right, we believe we have the new. Here we go. We have the new city school board member in the 5th district, Jody Riggins. Jody, congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Jody, I want to ask you, then I want to have you speak with Jimmy Logan. But first of all, what would you like to say to the voters and to the people of Cleveland and Bradley County?
I want to thank them for coming out to vote. I mean, that's great. You know, people picked up and did what was responsible and came out and voted, and I think that's just great. I appreciate you doing that.
Jody,
I'm thankful for all that helped me, too. Had a lot of good volunteers and people that helped.
Jody,
and my family
go ahead.
Too.
Go ahead. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. Bragging on my family a little bit and how much help they were.
Well, there's no question but that you had a lot of volunteers, and you had people who were stationed near the precincts, and good people in our community who really care about education. The issues regarding your positions relative to many of the issues which confronted the voters in the earlier races for the school board seats on the city, involving Mr. Coleman, the number of other people who were successful in that office. I think several of them have talked with you, and you have a good relationship with many of those folks, especially as I know Mr. Coleman has really been appreciative of the contributions you've made and your friendship. What is your relationship with the school board members who presently are in office and the ones who were just elected?
Well, I mean, I've been going to school board meetings most of the year since I decided I wanted to try this, and have kind of gotten to know them more through those meetings than anything else. I've known, of course, I've known Don Robinson for years because our kids went to school together, and you know, we were involved in things at school then. Mostly, I talked with Merle Dirksen, Tom Cloud, and people who had been on the board just to find out, make sure I was qualified, and that type of